to go? All right. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Trophy Cast. With me is, as always, Brittany and Maria.
Hi.
What's up, guys? And today is episode 2, where it's part 2 of our introduction of what we're doing here at the Trophy Room. If you guys were here or listened last week or happened to catch the video that Mike edited, that was super dope. So if you guys watch it live, it was pretty good, but then Mike went back and edited it and created a video and it looked even better. So check it out. But we focused on how we got here and all of that good stuff. And now this week we're going to focus on all of like the travels that they've experienced throughout that. And then we'll get into like some different things next week and things like that. So we're going to start off. We're going to try and be a little bit more structured today. Last week it seemed like it was like
it was natural, though.
Yeah, it was natural. It was good. I liked it. But we're gonna try and put some segments together. So we're gonna start off with our opening statement, and it's gonna be I'm gonna call it Yaga's Random Thoughts. I don't know. Like I said, Uncle John is the name, but I stream with the Baba Yaga, so I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna go by. But we'll call it Yaga's Random Thoughts, and I want to start off with shouting out my daughter who just got her test results back from the state, and she tested above average for math, reading, and language.
Let's go.
That's all she's done, I think, so far.
Runs in the family.
Look at her over there, like, covering her face.
Yeah, she's covering her face. I was trying to tell her not to tell Vanessa, so that way Vanessa would hear it on the podcast, because I'm pretty sure Vanessa's watching.
Yeah.
If you're not, how dare you?
I don't blame you. I wouldn't watch it either.
You wouldn't?
I'm in the happiest place on earth.
Oh, she's in that. Preface it. Don't say what.
Yeah, she's in. Oh, yeah.
Vanessa's in Disneyland.
She's in Disneyland.
That's why she wouldn't
Brittany's
watch
happiest place ever. There we go.
Do you?
Yeah. Congrats, you're at Disneyland without us. So I wanted to shout out my baby. And then I wanted to mention that Vanessa's in Disneyland because, again, me and Amaya are stuck at home. Maya's stuck with me. But the worst thing is that she took my wallet with her. So we forgot to take my wallet out of her purse when we took her to the ER on Sunday. So, like, now I have nothing. So I don't even know how I'm going to survive. But I was able to get Dutch and I was able to get coffee. So we're good.
Apple Pay.
Yeah.
Google what takes Apple Pay, and that's all
That's
you get
what
to
we're
do.
going to have to do. But I'm shouting out Dutch Bros until this happens, Britt. Like, I'm going to
Yes.
keep shouting out Dutch Bros
You
until
live off
Oh
Dutch
my
Bros.
gosh.
until we get our
my
own drink
gosh.
called the Trophy Drip or something.
There we go.
And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, or just a random thought before we get into the segment, is I want a Blackstone. And it was hecka funny because I text Mike and Jordan, and I was like, dude, if you guys see a Blackstone on BidRL, let me know. And Jordan didn't reply back, right? But boom, sent me a BidRL for the Blackstone, and then they're on sale at Walmart. And they have one in Galt, and I still haven't been able to buy it because Vanessa told me no. So, Vanessa, change your mind. So
She's
I
the
can buy this
boss,
Blackstone.
honestly.
I mean, she's not, but she is.
So I have a Blackstone, and during rainy season, it got, like, last year, it got rusted, and I don't know how to fix it.
What?
Yeah, because the cover, it rained so hard last year. Not as bad as now, but it was hard, and it got through the cover. And so I went
And
to
it's
use it
cast
one day,
iron.
and it just, I know I can fix it. There's a way to clean it.
Yeah.
I think you have to, like, season it. Like,
So
you would,
I've
like,
just been putting that off.
But you got to get the rust off. I don't know. I don't know how many people we have in the live yet, but if anybody knows how to do that, like, throw us a link.
Yeah, send us some links, because I've been so sad.
Dude, the Blackstone was like, I don't know. I've been watching a bunch of videos. When I got my Traeger, I started learning how to smoke. And then now I want a Blackstone because I'm looking at all this stuff. I'm trying to make some hibachi and stuff.
Yeah, I did that. I
Well-
did all kinds of stuff. But I'm like meal prep. I could do, like, the whole week on the one Blackstone.
See?
well, I don't want a Blackstone because you both have one, and then I can just get your guys's. You just make us one.
Although I will say I messed up and I was cleaning it one day after I cleaned it, and I wasn't wearing a glove or anything, and my hand slipped and I burnt like the whole inside of my
scary.
arm and like the top, it all bubbled.
Oh, snaps.
Gross. So wear gloves.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Or turn it down. Maybe that was my issue. I didn't turn it down
Maybe
when I
I'll-
cleaned it.
Maybe I'll wait for a Blackstone.
Well, dangerous.
I can see myself getting all jacked up.
I have tons of burns on my arms.
I'll come
but-
back to the house and be like, "What happened?" He's like, "Oh, I was barbecuing my elbows."
Whole
all
new
right.
definition of elbow grease.
Yeah,
Ouch.
that's funny. All right. So, yeah, Vanessa's in Disneyland, whatever. Good for you.
Don't be salty, John.
Good for you.
Bring us back a churro.
Bring something back. But that's all that I got for as far as my random thoughts. Let's jump into today's agenda where we're going to talk about trophy rooms travels, because the last week's episode when Brittany was like, that could be its whole episode on its own. I'm not gonna lie, I got super excited. So I've been waiting all week to talk about this, because I know we've talked about your travels a lot, but not in detail. And I'm sure a lot of other folks wanted to.
Are we talking about that specific one?
That will.
We're gonna talk about all of them, because I know, because there was one that I was super bummed that I wasn't at, where I know you guys did like a little meetup. I don't want to ruin anything, because I'm sure that'll probably get talked about. But yeah, I want to hear about it all, and I'm pretty sure everybody else does. So we'll start off with, and I mean, I have questions here that I want to ask, but I don't know. I could start with the questions where we had like the most fun or something, or where you guys had the most fun, or do you want to just go into a cool story? Well, it's up to you guys.
I can like intro, and you can kind of like take it off, because you're good with like details and stuff.
I like it.
So basically, like the reasons why we travel. I mean, we travel with family. Obviously, you know, John, like we travel all the time for whether it be Disneyland or like Reno. We go to Reno a lot. We go to Nevada a lot.
I'm going to insert and just preface this by saying, when somebody in the family does something, the family does something.
Yeah.
So we travel in packs of 12 to 16 at one point. If I have an idea, or if I'm like, hey, let's go here, it's a family event. Yeah. Meaning everyone does it. Everyone joins. Everyone supports. There's no question. It's like when and where. Like, it's that serious. So when we travel and we talk about these events or these things we're doing, there's a lot of us involved. And
just real quick too, I think that's super cool, right? Because not a lot of families can do that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of families get along that well to where they can, you know, like,
and that's a blessing.
Shit pops off and they're just like, that's it, I'm done with her, I'm out. And like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, go ahead, Marissa.
But we're also blessed though that we work.
We're all excited
for ourselves. No, but I just prefacing it by saying we're blessed to work for ourselves.
Yeah.
To where we can, do this. My dad's retired. My mom essentially works from home. I know you work from home, Uncle. So a lot, we're blessed to where, hey, let's go somewhere. Most of my family's like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
When and where, yeah. No, but it's funny. You said 16. After COVID, everyone was like, when Disneyland finally opened up, we were like, let's all go. And that's literally my all-time favorite photo of us. Dude. It's all 16 of us in front of Disneyland.
Wearing masks.
And we barely fit. Like, they kept having to scoot back and back and back. Like, we're all in our masks, but like, that was like my favorite picture.
That was my favorite trip.
All of us. There was so many of us in Disneyland, and that was like the best. So
like a boat and a half on
we didn't.
Dude, I wish. Oh my God, I wish.
You can't get a reservation for 16 in Disney. Sorry, guys.
And I wish, guys, we were advanced enough to where we could pop up pictures and we had this planned. Because, dude, I have a picture of Adventureland and nobody is there.
Oh,
like we're walking into Adventureland because this was the first day it opened after COVID. We were the first people there.
Yeah.
And there was, I'm not even kidding, guys. We took a picture of Adventureland walking into it, and there was nobody. And I don't know.
Yeah, there literally wasn't.
Because it was the lower capacity at that time.
We get the circumstances.
Dude, it was like 30 feet apart.
But what was funny is, like, I get the circumstances. We were going through COVID and all of that. So they did have the mask mandate outside then. So it was crazy because it's like you got a churro, but you can only eat in designated eating spots. So you take 5 steps, you're in the circle. Take a bite of your churro or take off your mask to drink your coffee. Put it back on. And then you had to go to a designated eating bench. Like, that was crazy.
And if you'd had it off for a second and a half outside, they were on it. Like, all of a sudden, some worker would pop out from behind somewhere and be like,
member.
Cast member. And they would be super polite about it. Like, can you put your mask on?
Yeah, and like
where were you?
You could be outside that circle, take a drink of your coffee thinking nobody's watching. They're watching.
Dude, Disneyland did a good job for
They did.
Even though like a lot of us didn't agree with like masks and everything, like it was from a comfortability perspective, right? But I will tell you this, as far as the law that was being enforced, I don't know how Disneyland did it. Like they made sure people were wearing masks, they made sure people were 6 feet apart, getting on rides. Like that was crazy.
They made the extensions in the lines, remember?
Yeah.
So the lines where they made made them longer, so you were, and then they put the stickers, so you were 6 feet apart in
Yeah,
line.
and it was crazy because to think the amount of data and analysis that would have had to have gone in just to make that functional. Like, I don't know, that was just super crazy.
They did it pretty quick too.
Yeah, but that to me, I feel like we all got off.
No, it's good.
That was like, I don't know, that was my favorite experience in Disneyland, even though everything else was uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but it was super dope.
It was definitely memorable because you're always gonna look back at that picture and be like, oh, you know exactly that was. That was right during
I just
COVID
could not
and
believe
mask
there's
mandates
nobody there. Like, what the heck? Under the castle, nobody there.
Yeah, it was a ghost town because I think what was the capacity? It was
our
like
one fail. I don't think we took a group picture in front of the castle with nobody behind us.
Yeah, we just took one in the entrance.
I think we were just too excited.
Yeah, like, oh, Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Walk on.
I think
walk on everything. You don't go to Disneyland and it's empty and not get on every single ride.
I think the capacity at that time was supposed to be like 25%. But because they were probably worried about it, there was no way it was 25%. That was like 10%.
Yeah,
there's no way. So little. Like, dude, you were walking to the haunted mansion and you didn't see anybody. It was like, is it
hello?
haunted?
It was literally like, obviously it was just difficult times, and it was towards the end when they finally decided to open. But like, you don't ever get a chance to do that again unless you buy out the Disneyland for the day. But you got to be like
bucket list.
Yeah.
One day we're getting there, working on it. I mean, what do we got? We got like 5, 6, 10, 30 viewers right now.
Yeah.
Will we get millions?
Yeah,
we'll Rogan it.
There we go.
Dutch Bros.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Dutch Bros, make our dreams come true. We just want Disneyland all to ourselves. We're heckin' selfish.
Well, to the whole trophy fam. Like we joke about it during our streams all the time. Like, let's all meet up at Disneyland, and that's still like one of my I can't wait to get to a point where, we can plan an entire Disney trip and everyone
like
from
50 to 100 people there.
Yeah, just like all of our Whatnot fam there, just meet up, go on all the rides, and just I can't wait. Everyone would have to wear like a vintage Disney tee, and we'd have like a yearbook photo. I can't wait.
I love
It's
Disneyland.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I never thought I'd say that. I love Disneyland.
Yeah, Disney adults, the best kind. But yeah, so I think exactly. We travel for all kinds of reasons, and we're really blessed to be able to travel in such large groups, or everyone's just always on board and super supportive with what we do. So it's like Nevada is like a big state that we travel to a lot, whether it be Vegas or Reno. We have family up in Reno, and we just really like visiting up there and thrifting up there. And another thing is anywhere we go, if it's vacation, if it's a work trip, whatever kind of trip it is, we're always stopping at least one thrift store. So it's you can't ever, and then if you ever see a thrift store that you've never been to, you got to stop once and see what's up, right? So it's I think, it's just it's crazy. I think my favorite travel, let me think, is probably, we went to Florida for Disney World, and it was a vacation trip, but we managed to go to the bins there, and it was so different from our bins, and we got some cool stuff there.
Different now.
Having there's just the rules. You go different bins and they have different rules and stuff. So their rules were different than ours. Ours is kind of a free for all. Theirs is very structured. So
rules you have to wear gloves or
so here
you can only pick from the left side of the bin.
I know.
Here it's you stand in line, and I don't know how many are in a row, 12, 8,
depending on the size of the bin,
the
outlet.
Before you touch the bin, it has to stop. So here they bring out one. They have to stop and walk away before you can touch it. So we've been to LA where they have to bring out the whole row and say go.
Oh my gosh.
Before you touch it. I think that's the most common. I think in Utah we had to stand behind a line. They emptied all the bins, brought them back, and then you could go. So essentially you're racing to a bin.
Yeah.
So it's all different in all the ones we've ever been to.
Which one has the worst? Which city has the worst experience or weigh and pay? Yes, it's weigh and pay, not whatever.
Honestly, I don't like LA.
Yeah, LA is not my favorite.
No offense, I love LA, I love Disneyland, I love thrifting in LA, but the bins in LA were the hardest to navigate because it's huge. 2, they have every bin, every outlet has they're also the most expensive we've been to, which I think it's $1.99 a pound versus here in SAC it's $1.59, and I think they weigh shoes.
Yeah.
Versus here, they're
separate.
$304 a piece. Every pair of shoes is $304. Sandals are $1.04. So it's like going somewhere else and just like the different things. But LA, I could just never get like that feeling
they
of going
also
to the bins.
didn't
I
have,
loved
like,
Utah.
stuff.
Utah was.
They didn't have
I
stuff
loved
either.
Utah.
They have clothes, shoes, and like books. And I think they have like a little area of stuff. But like here, they separate it all. You know, it's easier to guide. But like there, and I feel like in LA too, it's just a lot more people. Like a lot more people.
Yeah.
And like she said, it's more expensive. Different ones also have different price points. Like Vegas, it's the more you get, the cheaper it is. So
Vegas is fun.
Yeah,
Vegas
if you
is
get
really
like,
fun.
They're just trying to get rid of stuff, huh? They're like, the more you buy, eventually it's free.
it's like it drops in pounds, or it drops in price the more pounds you get. So like those, I love those because then you can buy a lot of inventory for really cheap.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a fan of Utah's way they did it, but the people were really nice in Utah. So it wasn't like crazy, you know? Everyone was.
I mean, I feel like if you live in a state that has that type of view, you gotta always be in a good mood, right?
Honestly, I wanted to move.
Utah,
I'm not gonna lie. When I got there, I was like, I want to live here.
We're gonna probably, when we talk about that one thing, we're gonna go and talk into depth about how much Utah is amazing. If you live in Utah and you're listening right now, you live in one of the best states. I literally loved Utah. It's so nice. But the hassle though with traveling and like bringing it back, especially when we don't drive somewhere. Like we drove to Utah, we drive to Nevada, we drive down south. But when we went to Florida, it was hilarious. And at this point, like Mia was still a baby, so we had to travel with all her stuff. And so we had to stuff not only all of our Disney stuff that we bought in Disney World, all of the luggage we originally bought, we now had to add all of our thrifted items into our checked bags and carry-ons.
Oh, so you didn't just ship them separately? You brought them with you?
I had dirty tees in my backpacks, in my luggage. Like I had random pairs of shoes and stuff, Goodwill stickers, like in my luggage. Like we had to do it, and to the point where it wasn't that one.
And
but
customs was like cool with all this. Like I guess
yeah, it's just, they're like, what?
It happened in Texas too. We went to Texas.
Yeah.
And we got to the front thinking, okay, we wait them while they're fine. No, we had to sit there and like adjust because we thrifted at their weigh and pay, and we had to shove things in bags. So that was fun.
Yeah. So like it's just like
lessons learned.
Yeah. Now we travel with an extra bag.
Yeah.
And that's our limit. You can only fill this bag.
And then once it's filled, it's like, all right.
Unless
money
you have
made.
room. Yeah.
So reasons we travel are obviously to source for our businesses, for family reasons. And then now like one of the newest things that we've done that's actually taken like Jordan, me, Brittany, and Mike like to all kinds of places within 2 years is thriftcon. So thriftcon is a vintage event. It's one day. It's always on a Sunday. And they originated in Denver, but then they started doing these other cities, these other pop-ups, and it's a huge, like literally, if you like vintage, it's the place to go if it comes to your city. They're actually looking to add on more cities, and it looks like, which one was it?
Portland or Portland? Portland was in the lead.
Portland's going to be 2023. So if they do Portland, I'm really excited because I've never been to Oregon, one. But traveling for thriftcon as a business is literally, you learn a lot about yourselves. You learn a lot about
how so?
You know who's a good traveler and who's not a good traveler under pressure?
Yeah. So, one of my favorite things was when we travel for thriftcon. So obviously we have to we changed it up this past December, and we can go into that a little bit in detail like another time. But what we did primarily was we would take probably like 500 items.
So with Southwest, we were able to take 2 bags apiece.
50 pounds.
So there was 4 of us. 4 of us
typically. Maddie went one time, so it was 5.
So it was 5. So pretty much we took 4 bags and rolled up clothes and took as much as we could until we hit the weight limit. And then we just each had a duffel of our personal clothes.
Yeah.
So when we went to, our first one was Atlanta. So we get to Atlanta and we have, 8 luggage and then 4 duffels.
And that's everything you're selling, right?
Yeah. So think you also have to rent a car once you get there that's big enough to carry 4 people and 8 carry-ons and 8 checked bags.
So I would.
There's a lot of logistics that's going on.
Oh,
and by the way you guys are talking about it, I feel like there's a lot of trial and error.
Oh my gosh.
Well, because every city was also different. So it's just like the rental. It
sounds like you guys are giving people like instructions on what not to do.
Well, learn from our mistakes.
It was crazy.
So I don't even know. What did we rent the first time? A van?
It was a Honda Odyssey.
So it was a Honda Odyssey.
Which everyone in the
rented
world
a two-door.
has a Honda Odyssey in Florida, but we were in Atlanta this time.
So
yeah,
like,
it was a Honda Odyssey.
Okay,
but that's
so
a van, right?
We barely fit, and on top of this, we had to buy hangers, racks, and a few other things we needed. So by the time we get to thriftcon at like 5 a.m. to set up, our van is just, we're stuffed. We are stuffed to the max. And honestly, that whole trip was a blur. I think
this was Atlanta, right?
This was Atlanta, which
that was your first thriftcon.
That was our first thriftcon.
Okay,
and
we crossed the country to go to our first thriftcon. It was nuts.
It was crazy in Atlanta. Like we did some other stuff on our off day. We got to go actually to the College Football Hall of Fame, which was actually really cool. I don't know who won that year, Mike. Do you remember who won the Heisman? But they had all of their jersey and the Heisman like on display.
What year was it?
I want to say it was he was on the Buckeyes. It was 2021.
2021. Somebody comment in the chat. First one to find it.
So it had his stuff. They had all the trophies from like all the bowl games. And then like when you first checked in, they had all college helmets on the wall, and you input your name and your college, and it'll flash. So I went to Sac State. So I put Sac State, and the helmet flashed on the wall as you check in, and then we also have video. I'll see if Mike can put it in when he edits it. But him and Jordan did the field goal kick.
Oh yeah.
So they had a legit field goal. Jordan and Mike they kicked a field goal. Like they had a legit one.
Did you make it, Mike?
Which
I honestly don't remember who made it.
Let me say this.
He shook his head, but that didn't seem confident.
So okay, obviously.
Hold on. So sorry, I'm butting in here, but it was
you have a microphone.
It was the College Football Hall of Fame. That was the center we went to. Cool experience for those that are in Atlanta. Go check it out. But yeah, they had an indoor field goal set up, and yeah, me and Jordan had to try it. Of course, I made it. Of course.
Honestly, I don't know. One of them didn't make it. I feel like
no, both of them made it.
We both did.
I mean, we're athletes, yo.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I was gonna say we walk up right, and I'm thinking I'm the kind of person that like I'll be really like nervous, but I like to try new stuff, and I like to just be like crazy and just do something just random, right? So I would have done it, like I would have tried it, but I saw all the other people doing it, like these grown men not making it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I was like, no. I was like, Jordan and Mike are doing it. That's good enough. Like, so like I'm going up, and they're each walking up. I was like, but I had a lot of confidence because they're both like athletic. So I was like, they got this, and then they did. I was like, thank God.
You still should have did it. I wouldn't have made it.
That would be a fun video today.
Yeah. Show. Oh, it would have. I'll do it if we go back. I'll do it again.
So we did that.
I'll try
that was great. We went to we went and got food. That was amazing. I think the peach cobbler was the best thing I've ever had.
I still want more peach
life.
jam.
And I'm not even a peach fan. And then we found this in the middle of a neighborhood, this little shack that sold jelly. And I went in and bought like my family peach jelly. And oh my God.
It was like
it's Atlanta.
It was like a wrong turn type of neighborhood.
Yeah, wrong turn. Like we ended up, but we found this little shack.
Turn.
And we were like, this guy outside is like stirring boiled peanuts because that's a thing, which we didn't try. We should have. And we were just like, this looks cool. Let's just stop.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And it was amazing. And our biggest regret is not buying a pie.
It was sketch, but it was jelly.
Yeah.
He was like cleaning his gun outside. Did you say that?
Yeah, when we left, he was cleaning his gun.
Yeah, he just had his gun out, and I was like, oh, we're not in California anymore, Toto. Right?
We clean our guns indoors.
So that was cool. And then every single street is Peachtree. I swear.
I was just going to say, Peachtree is the most popular street
oh my gosh.
in Atlanta.
I was like, dude.
How don't you get lost? Yeah, I would. It was crazy.
But there's a way to tell the difference, I think.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I remember a while back, they were quizzing a new player to Atlanta from the NFL. And that was one of the questions is how many different peach trees are there or something like that in Georgia, like as far as streets. There might be another street too or something like that. But there's a way to tell. I can't remember how he answered it. But anyway, we'll have to look it up.
Do you guys remember the college? Because it's this college that's like well known I don't know, in sports or whatever, but we end up seeing it. It's like smack in the middle of downtown. Would never think.
Oh, it was there.
Is it Georgia Tech?
Is it Georgia Tech, Mike?
I think so.
But it was like you would.
I remember seeing Georgia Tech when I went to Atlanta. That's why.
You've never. Is that the one that's like smack in the middle of downtown, and you just would
think
never
so.
guess, like, oh, that's where it is.
I think so. If anybody's watching from Atlanta, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Comment in the chat.
Yeah. Correct
'Cause
us, please.
I've only been to Atlanta once, and it was for a cheer competition. It wasn't even for ThriftCon. Side note, I've never even been with them to a ThriftCon yet, and I can't wait to go with to go to one
so
with you
fun.
guys.
They're so
It's I'm super bummed that I haven't. But anyway, all right, so
Atlanta ThriftCon was, I would say, out of all of them, definitely the most people, and it was just constant flow. Like, the people from Atlanta were, like, the nicest, the coolest. Like, it was a fun time. And then the only thing that sucked, it was still mask mandates. So I remember we were just getting, like, I feel like we were getting, like, heat flashes and, like,
that,
because, you know,
physically it was really, that's one thing too that you don't expect. It's like you're on your feet from, we always have gotten the 20 by 20 booth. So we always get the biggest booth, and we get to get in at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we're on our feet, we're awake from 3:30 until, you know, probably like 9, 10, 12, whenever time we go to sleep that night. So we're up a really, really long time, almost 24 hours on ThriftCon days. And we get there at 5, and we're setting up from 5 to 9. 4 hours of setup. And then a whole other like 10 hours of this event and of ThriftCon. So it's like, it's a lot physically. Like Mike, we all learned that your shoes have to be comfortable. And then when you have to pack up, you're ready to give everything away. You don't want to take any of it. Like, but you do.
Mike wore, I think Mike wore Jordan. And at one point, I'm like, "Where's Mike?" He's like, "I gotta go sit down." So he was somewhere.
I mean, shout out to the Jays, but let me tell you, I can't wear Jays longer than 4 hours.
It wasn't Jays, but it was a fresh pair of. It was like, I don't know what you call them, but they actually, I'll take that back. They were like a cross between Air Maxes and Jays.
Even worse,
but they were fresh
Air
out the
Maxes
box.
aren't even
That was the
comfortable,
worst.
even though they're supposed to be a running shoe.
Yeah, so lesson learned
Sorry,
on
Nikes.
wearing a good pair of shoes.
Yeah, as
It took like 3 ThriftCons to figure it out.
now I'm into my 30s. No Nikes for me. No.
Dude, I've been Team New Balance for heck a long.
I'm now team On Cloud. And
We need an official ThriftCon shoe because
On Clouds, I'm telling you, they are the best shoe I've ever worn in my life. I kid wear them. I wore them.
There was
in
another one you were
whole
talking about with an H.
Hoka.
Hokas,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But I have a super thin foot, and so it's hard for me to find shoes that fit and don't move. So Hokas are super comfortable, but my foot is too thin for them, so they slide.
Dude, so I just bought a pair of New Balances, and they don't have any straps, and they're super tight.
Okay,
I
New Balance.
think you might like them.
New Balance though was my. Oh, when I realized Nike was not it, New Balance, Uncle On Cloud is like New Balance on steroids.
But are they
So much more
and
better.
Hoka?
Oh, so they probably have like
Hoka
the
and
super thick
On Cloud
soles and
is
all that.
your
It's
preference.
happening.
What?
Is that what those
you
are?
just took your shoe off? Oh my Lord!
These are.
Oh yeah, so they have they do have
best
thick soles.
Shoe ever. You can.
whoa,
sponsor
you gotta
too.
show that to the camera.
Look at this.
Who is this?
On Cloud.
Which also, obviously, we're gonna attract
the
resellers.
soles.
I think On Cloud people usually know, but On Cloud is like a very resellable shoe. Hokas are very resellable, so
Yeah, because they're expensive, but they last.
Yeah.
And they're comfortable. I literally bought them because I
Buy a pair now.
We went
need
to
to.
we went to Disney World. I forgot my other shoes, and I was like, "This is not happening with what I brought. My travel shoes, like plain shoes, you know." So I went and bought a pair out of the box, wore them a whole week in Disney World, and I had no foot pain.
Straight out
Zero.
the box?
Straight
I've
out of
never
the
had
box.
only my New Balances were comfortable straight out the box, but even those took a day.
Nope, straight out of the box, wore them straight to the parks. Felt
Is it like
nothing.
walking on clouds?
Yeah, it's. And
They're called on clouds?
you're on a cloud. Well, one time we went to we actually like we're really going on tangents right now.
We'll get back to Atlanta.
We went to
Feet
REI
care.
because I was like, I need a pair of On Clouds. Or I have Hokas, but I was like, I want to try the On Clouds too. And this was before we went to Florida. We stopped at an REI, And there was a guy who was very informative about On Clouds. Like, he told us the entire history. I can't remember most of it, but
At REI?
yeah. But it's like basically like
Good at his job.
I think
Recycled footwear or something?
recycled tires or something. The sole. I don't remember. Yeah, it's really cool though. I should have remembered.
I guess reuse is good.
Yeah.
So
That is hot.
That ThriftCon was amazing, but we learned a lot about travel. Like, okay.
Yeah.
What to do, what not to do.
Like roll the shirt to fit more.
Can I rewind you to Mankind?
To what?
Does anyone remember Mankind?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about WrestleMania or
No.
WWF?
At ThriftCon. We got robbed by Mankind.
Wait, what?
Tell them that story.
Oh. Okay, so why'd you call him Mankind?
Because he was literally wearing Mankind's mask.
Yeah, and so there was this man who was wearing the Mankind mask, and he was running around like a snake, like slithering through the aisles. And like at ThriftCon, like the booths are back to back.
Was this in Atlanta too?
At Atlanta. And sellers are learning, like every time you go to a ThriftCon, like you'll learn, like you really should put your booths back to back with someone else so that no one's snatching. Mm-hmm. Well, we've only ever gotten something stolen that we've noticed. It was in Atlanta. And this guy was running around, and I remember our neighboring booth was like, hey, did you guys see this guy? He's wearing the Mankind mask, and he's snatching stuff from everybody. And we're like, no, like, we haven't seen him, right? Well, I turn around, and I'm like, guys.
There he is.
No, I was like, where's our Chris Jericho shirt? And they're all like, what? This is like a $400 tee, like, at the time, right? It's like a super nice. I remember the moment we bought it, we were in LA, and we were at a Savers, and it was up on the wall for like $30. And I was like, easy, no brainer, right? And I'm just staring at it, like waiting for one of the Savers ladies to come take it down and put my name on it. Cause I was like, I don't want anyone else. I'm crazy at Savers, like behind the glass stuff. I'm like waiting, like I will not move. I'm standing here till the lady hands me the piece, right?
This mine, people.
And so I had an attachment to that piece. And so I had my eyes on it all day. Cause I was like, I want someone to love this piece.
As much as I do.
As much as I do. Because that's the other thing too, like, we don't, like, we're obviously a business, so we can't keep all the grails. We can't wear all the grails. So it's like someone's got to come buy this and love this piece, right? So I turn around, it's gone. Everyone's like, what? And so I was like, you guys, Mankind hit our booth too. Like, and so, yeah, sure enough, they stole.
But he ended up getting caught, but he didn't have anything on him. But what they said was he was filling a backpack, and he dumped the backpack, and then probably someone else was going and grabbing.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to be able to keep doing all that.
Our neighbor ended up getting some stuff back. Jericho's gone forever. So I did look on eBay, and I looked at some names to see if it popped up.
Brittany, immediately after Brittany, the event,
I was like, if anybody at Atlanta has it.
Back at the hotel, she's like, look it up real quick. If it's on eBay, well, if in the location is Atlanta, we know someone already listed it. It's like, no.
Probably gave it.
So we learned that too. Like we learned how like security. We learned how to watch our booth better. We also learned like how to talk to people because like that was the first time we ever. I mean, Mike came from sales. He knows how to do it. Whereas this is our first time dealing with like customers and interacting.
Right.
So we learned that. The flea market.
Yeah, but like we learned that, and it was fun. It was a memorable experience at the end of the day. But you know, we did have that was the only time we had something stolen. But now we kind of take more precaution. And my dad's like, I'll be there watching the sides. So my dad literally just watches
until he sees a squirrel.
Yeah, yeah.
Then he's
Papa trophies.
Then he's off doing something else.
Yeah. So then from Atlanta we do.
So how many thrift cons have you guys done total?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Atlanta,
6.
Houston,
Vegas twice, LA
Vegas,
twice.
LA, and then
Isn't that
Vegas,
a Drake
LA.
song? Atlanta, Houston, Vegas.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. You should have said it.
That's why ThriftCon picked those cities. Maybe. Also, when we went to Atlanta, it was like right after the Justin Bieber Peaches song came out. And the rest of them hated me because I was like, I got my peaches out in Georgia. And I just kept singing it. And also, when we were going to go to London, I was like, I played Fergie's London Bridge so many times.
Don't bring up
like,
London.
I know. Just, okay.
I'm like, I don't think I'll ever get over. Look, I'm just going to say this.
I've cried.
I'm never, ever going to forgive the coronavirus for that.
I know.
Like, even though it gave us that trip to Disney that was super cool, right? And we made the best of it.
Took away our
I
international.
am so bummed because that was going to be an epic trip.
Yeah.
Right?
Finally was going to go see Hogwarts.
Like, dude.
Life.
Anyway, all right, let's not even talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay,
that was going to be the ultimate, though.
Let's go back.
Hold on. Let's go back to the funniest thing about thriftcon Atlanta, which was cleanup and walking away. Like, none of us could walk. So we talked about our feet hurting, right? We're literally shuffling our feet out the doors with all of our luggage.
You guys are all hunched over.
No,
that was the other thing is, like, packing
feet.
up, too. We were, like, we didn't realize, like, some people bring their own, like, carts. We were in the back. We had to take everything in and then take everything back. Like, it was a whole mess.
Yeah, it sucked. But the pizza spot we went out to was clutch. Like,
oh my gosh! So after we were like, we need food because we didn't eat the whole day either. So we didn't bring snacks or drinks. So we failed on that end too. So after we're like, I don't care, just find something, like Google something so we can go eat. So we went and I don't even remember the name of the pizza spot, but we got pizza, salad, and like I don't know what, but it was amazing.
It didn't click in my mind what Mike meant about the shuffling until I thought about when we got out of the car to get the pizza, and you know how after you've been standing all day and you're in pain and you get out of the car after you sat down for like the 20-minute drive to pizza?
Oh, it's rough.
Oh my gosh. I remember like holding the back of the seat to like get out of the car and being like, I don't know, like 80 years old, like getting out of the car, and then like you put your feet down and you're like, I can't take a step, and you're just like, oh, it was so painful. We
I'm just going to say this. You guys are saying this pizza's good. I'm objective. It probably was because you didn't eat for 25 hours.
It probably was the worst pizza of life. But we just needed that love.
Atlanta's not known for pizza.
No, but we needed, it was the closest thing to us. So we were like, let's just eat there. But it was good. And then, so we get back.
They're all parched.
I know.
I just imagine you guys are got all chapped lips. Yeah. You're thirsty. You're hungry. You can't walk.
Crawling.
You're holding each other up.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Just throw the pizza at me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And so, like, ThriftCon ends at, like, what, 5?
Yeah.
So by the time we got back to the hotel, it was probably like 8:30. We all fell asleep instantly.
I bet.
Instantly. We woke up at like midnight maybe.
Yeah.
And these guys they synced our computers. They're like, we're gonna watch the 5-hour re-release of Justice League.
Snyder Cut.
I was like, I don't want to watch that.
Let me talk about this.
I mean, dude, it was pretty dope.
It was good, but I'm like,
let me talk about this for a second, because this literally, I will never get this image out of my mind. So obviously when we go on trips and it's the 4 of us, we just get a 2-bed hotel, right? A hotel room, and we all share. So me and Britt share a bed, Mike and Jordan share a bed. And I remember I'm looking over and Jordan and Mike have to like scrunch together, and like they're like watching the computer together, like
you gotta
cuddling.
detail how we sleep.
It was so funny. I will never forget them like pretty much cuddling, watching the Snyder Cut of Justice League. And let me tell you, no. It's a no for me.
No, hey, hold on.
A 4.5-hour movie, and no.
Tell how we synced our computers. Like, all right,
Jordan's
click play
like,
on 3.
Yeah, Jordan's like on his knees trying to like.
Jordan's like, no,
he's
it's
like,
not right. It's not
He's
right.
hitting the space bars, and
It's
he's
not
like,
right.
oh, hold on, and then he gets it, and I think halfway through the movie, someone messed up.
Wait. There's not a family share function like Disney Plus?
I mean, there is
for HBO Max.
I don't know.
It wasn't then. Oh, and then forget it. If we had to make a comment or someone had to go to the bathroom, we had to pause, and then you had to do it all over again. So it took us 6 hours to watch this movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was crazy, and we finished it. So we woke up at 12.
But we had
and
leftover
finished it.
pizza that we got to eat like halfway through.
Yeah, we were
That was
snacking.
still delicious.
Yep.
Still so
It
good.
was still so good.
So yeah, that was Atlanta. So after Atlanta, we ended up in Houston. Oh my goodness. So Houston had its own set of challenges. So this trip, we had asked, my cousin was on break from college, and so I was like, why don't you come and just, get some experience? She likes vintage clothes. I was like, you can just hang out. You can help us, you get a free trip out of it, for your help. So 5 of us go. That means 10 luggages. Well, I know nothing about trucks. I just know a truck has a bed. I didn't realize there's a different length of each kind of truck. So I end up renting a Toyota.
No.
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 What
Ford Ranger.
It was a Ford Ranger with the smallest cab of life.
No,
A Ford Ranger.
Real quick, we get there, and I don't really pay attention to the details
So
before
bad.
we get.
Bro, a Ford
any
Ranger got a
location.
super
Side
small
note,
bed.
I'm usually pretty good at.
Shout out Lana
I'm-
Lozano. She used to drive a Ford
I'm
Ranger,
pretty-
so that's how I know.
Usually pretty good at booking things.
I usually
this
leave it
was
to
my
Brittany
one time
to
I
do these
messed up.
things. But when we get there, Mike gets the keys to this. So I just, I feel like James Bond when we show up. Here's the keys, Mike. Let's go. And I'm like, all right, what car we got? Because I'm meeting this guy up. Ford Ranger. I'm like, what?
Hold on. Did you guys all walk up to the car like the mod squad and just stop and
Yeah,
stare
'cause I
and
was
everything
like-
went silent?
It was like
We didn't need to.
I was
We
like,
didn't need
those
to.
bags aren't gonna fit.
We didn't need to. I said, you got the smallest truck that you can possibly get. She's like, it's a truck, ain't it? It's a Ford Ranger. And we have 10 to 12 bags of luggage.
Truck mini.
Okay, so but let's back up a little bit and say we got to Houston and it decided to have a storm. Like full on rain, lightning, they shut down. Like we literally get off the plane and then over the announcement it's like it tells the workers to run back in. So all our luggage is out there.
Like literally run back in?
Come back in because of the lightning. All our luggage is on out there exposed. We end up waiting like an hour and a half to even get our luggage because
Did
it's
your guys'
like
stuff get damaged?
And then we get like a tornado warning and we were walking. We literally got off the plane walking by 3 workers. And they're like, oh, tornado warning. And they're like laughing about it.
Well, they live there. They're chilling.
You know,
like-
but one guy
They
said,
know
I
what's up.
want to see a tornado. And I literally turned around because I have no shame. And I was like, I'm from California. I don't want to see a tornado. And I walked away.
That's why I live in places where there aren't tornadoes.
Hey,
So-
so let's add to this story real quick. One of our themes was a Free Britney theme. So we painted.
This is when Free Britney was at its prime.
Yeah, because of her conservatorship. Free Britney
so
Spears.
We had
Britney Spears.
a custom background, and we also decided to bring along with us.
It was a Pepsi Britney like standee, one of those cardboard
Cutouts.
cutouts.
Oh,
So
okay.
add that to the storm as we're watching our luggage.
So so we put that
So
in.
Brittany's out in the storm.
She's out in the storm.
Oh, she was free, all right.
yeah.
She was out there.
Freeze a
So
bird.
we get all our luggage. Brittany she
She's
barely
wrapped.
survived.
No,
It sounds like you're
she's
talking
wrapped-
about yourself in the third person.
Yeah, I know it does.
Brittany.
Not
No,
me.
Brittany-
Britney Spears.
I mean, we both barely survived. But
That's true.
Brittany's wrapped in
she's in a cardboard.
PVC pipes.
You guys have to
Yeah.
say Britney Spears. It
Britney
sounds
Spears
like we're
is
talking
wrapped-
about
This is
Brit.
Brittany.
She's wrapped, and then we put did we put a trash bag
It's
over
Brittany
her?
B.
this is getting dark. This is getting super dark.
Okay.
So Brittany had a trash bag over her in PVC pipe, but no, she's safe, guys.
guys-
She's able to breathe. We cut
Hold
holes
on.
out.
No,
No,
none
you
of us
guys
thought
are telling
she
this
was
horrible.
safe.
This
Okay.
is terrible. Somebody take control of this
No, okay,
story.
let me take
'Cause
control
Brittany
then.
was turning into a
No,
kidnapping.
okay, not
I'm
Brittany,
in the middle of
a storm.
not our Brittany Velasco. It's still Brittany B, but it's Brittany or it's Brittany
Everybody
S. Never
listening is
mind.
like, we know. No.
Britney Spears. We buy a Britney Spears cutout that we obviously had to pack a certain way. All we did was put trash bags over this cutout of Britney Spears. And then we put that cutout in a box with all of our PVC pipes that we had used for our display. Well, then it was a cardboard box that got soaked.
Left in the rain.
Yeah.
So we're waiting there. We're waiting for our luggage. We get our luggage. That box comes out, and it is
Done.
wet. And I was like, oh, no.
We're putting in bets.
We're
Yeah.
taking it off the conveyor belt, and as
her
I grab
survival.
it, it's
like
like
falling
it's falling
apart.
apart. I'm like, oh no.
So it got damaged?
No.
She survived?
She survived. No
Dude,
damage.
that's why I'm telling you, that's why the conservatorship ended, because you guys did that.
She
you.
survived.
You guys did it.
She was not wet. Okay, so next thing.
She's
You
a
guys are
fighter.
just super good luck. I'm not even going to get started yet on the cities that they visited and how those teams did in World Series and whatever else.
Oh, yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
There's a whole thing. No, I remember that.
Yep.
So everywhere, so you guys are just lucky folks now.
So
You saved Britney
Houston-
Spears' life. What's next?
Okay, so our next thing we have to battle is the small truck I rented and putting 10 luggages and 5 duffel bags.
What do you mean battle? You guys didn't just book another truck?
No, because
no.
no, it doesn't. Because it was we didn't. No,
Because what do we use?
You guys just ended
so
up-
we use this app Turo, Turo.
Shout out to Turo though,
Yes.
because it really is a good
They're
app.
like half of what a normal rental would be. So
Okay.
it's essentially just people like us. If you had a car that you just wanted to rent out, you would rent it out.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Airbnb for cars.
Yeah, literally.
And
that's
they bring
what
it to you. I mean, there's extra fees if you want it brought to your specific location, but most airports are free. They bring it to you because there's some people that have like 15 cars and do this. Like that's solely what they do. So it's a lot cheaper. So it's really hard to just cancel and then get another one.
Okay.
So we're like, whatever. So it's storming. We have a truck bed open. I got to put all our luggage in there. And then, like I said, 5 duffels, 5 backpacks. And we are close in this car.
I mean, how are you guys even all fitting? I mean, it's a 2-seater, right?
So
no, it's
obviously
a 5-seater. It has a cabin.
Oh, okay.
But
okay, so it's obviously
cabin.
the shortest truck of life, and Mike's always the driver when we go on trips, and then Jordan is super tall, so he has to sit in the passenger seat. And so they're both up front, and it's me, Maddie, and Brittany. And
Poor Maddie, she's in the middle.
Poor Maddie was squished, but she's the
already
smallest one,
regretting it.
so she had to go in the middle.
Hips don't
and then
lie. Like,
hips
back there,
don't lie.
like,
And I'm
squished.
like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, it's to the point where when I gotta shut the door, I'm like, ugh, and it's like if you open it, it's like when you crack the croissant rolls, and they kind of like burst.
Why do I know
The Pillsbury cans when you have to press the pressure and then it opens and the croissants come out. You guys know what I'm talking about. So that's literally what it was. Like, it would make a noise when we'd open the car because we were so squished back there. On top of this, California weather, I know there's a lot with California people don't like. It's expensive, whatever, but we are so
California.
lucky with our weather. Like, everywhere else we go is humid. It's so humid. So we're in Houston. It's pouring rain, like buckets, and it's hot. It's like we're sweating on each other. So I'm like, my body's confused. At this point, I don't know what to feel because I'm like, am I hot?
It's
But I'm
wet.
soaking wet. And
Brittany's in the back. She's pissed.
Britney Spears.
So then on top of this, another hurdle, Mike, Maddie get sick. I mean, they get sick, and it's not COVID. They got like the flu. They were sick. So we end up getting a blow-up mattress and put Mike on the floor. Maddie sharing with Maria because she didn't full-blown get it.
And I have like pillows, like a fortress wall, because I was like, you better not
Dude,
get
at
me
this
sick.
point, Maddie was like, this ain't even worth the free trip.
So
No,
then
poor Maddie.
Jordan...
I'd be done. Or
Jordan's
Yeah.
like, I feel it in my throat. I was like, dude. So we stopped and got
I got a tickle.
what did we
Emergency.
get? Emergency, and we were downing emergency. So I didn't get sick. Maria and Jordan felt it, but didn't like full blown get it. Maddie, I think on the way home, full blown got it.
Yeah.
Mike was done.
I was a champ through it, though.
Yeah, he did. He still did the
I handled
show.
it.
Yeah, he really did.
But I'll say this. There's an additional obstacle. We all want to take showers because it's pouring rain and we're sweaty. It's humid. And we have no towel. Well, we had 4 towels. And
You could
so
ask for more.
No, I go downstairs and ask for more towels. We're all out.
Everybody's showering him multiple times.
I'm not going to dive into how I treated this guy because it wasn't good because, he didn't help. There was no towels.
I mean,
Let's
there's
just
a
say-
difference between feeling entitled and then just wanting a towel, bro. Like,
Just
if you're
need
at a
enough
hotel,
for each person.
He
That's
just said
it.
no
Yeah.
towel. So
if
Mike,
you're at a hotel, you should
he
be able
said
to
you can
expect
run
a
to
towel.
Walmart. There's one, however many miles. I was like, and again, I blew up. But then I walked down the way, and I think we all know where the maids put their stuff for each floor. There was a door. I opened that thing up, and I find towels. I grab a fat stack. I go up to the front desk. I think I throw like 4 of them at his face, and I go back upstairs just pissed off because it's just one of those days.
He's
I'm
like, in case somebody
if you're
else
watching,
asks.
I'm sorry. But I'm really not because the way
I was
you
like,
just
well, there was towels. You lied.
So he threw 4 towels at this guy, and the guy just calmly probably grabbed him and put him under where the rest of the other towels were that he didn't want to give you.
That's for anyone that needed them, but I did take some for us.
we did get a night free because of that.
What? Shout.
Now you
Shout
can
out
shout him
I
out.
was so
Hilton.
mad.
Shout out Papa Trophy because we travel. He books the Hiltons for us, like the different, whatever hotels they are. And I had called him and I was like, "This is what happened." And I think he ended up getting 1 or 2 nights.
Dang, because they ran out of towels. The Hilton ran out of towels? Well, I guess they didn't.
It wasn't that
But-
type of Hilton.
No,
It was a
wasn't.
Chilton.
It was
there was
the
a seat in front of it. We didn't know.
It was a bootleg Hilton.
Yeah, it was
the built-in.
Okay, so then that was that, and then another challenge was it's pouring rain outside, and I think we ended up going to Walmart buying a tarp, right?
Yeah,
Because they were like, we don't need to empty it from the truck. We don't need to bring it. Just leave it. And I'm like, well, I didn't want it to get like stolen, or so we get a tarp, and so all night I'm just like.
So you guys are leaving the stuff in the truck?
Okay, can I say something though?
You guys are like.
I am paranoid.
You guys are living life on the edge. Like I feel like.
No. We didn't leave anything in the truck.
Yeah, you did, because all night I was looking.
No, that was the second night, and it wasn't raining. Okay, I take that back. But we did learn, again, how nice people are down there. We were carrying the luggage in, and the dude started helping us out of nowhere. That would never happen here, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had people help me do.
But no,
stuff
are you
here.
talking about after?
Not as much as whenever I've been in like Atlanta or Texas, though.
I've seen Maria fall, and a dude walked out of his way to go around her while she's on the floor crying.
Dang.
At Disneyland.
Yeah, at the happiest place. Guys, I fall a lot. It's really a thing. Everyone's always like, "Man, don't fall." And I just trip over myself. Like, I was at school one day and it was pouring rain. It was a Monday. I had a quiz in my first class. And I'm walking to class and I'm already kind of late. And I slipped on a metal grate. Oh, guys. I'm in college at this point. So I'm like sitting there taking my quiz and tears are streaming down my face. And I'm just like having to wipe them and like answer. And I'm like, I think I still got a good grade, but miracle. Like that was the only good part about that day. But yeah.
So people are funny. But so that was that. I think the show, I feel like that one was the show that had the least amount of people. And I don't know, I think it was an older crowd. So I think when people bought tickets and thought thriftcon, it was this crowd of people that came thinking it was like going to be like a thrift store or like a vintage show, like vintage jewelry, antiques, because we had a lot of older people come in.
They were thinking Antique Roadshow.
Yes. I think so.
So because we had a lot of people come to the booth and just like ask, and they were like, "Oh, like we thought it was more antique, or like yard sale prices."
I'm like, no, sorry, this shirt's $80, and they're like, what?
They're like, why? So we did a lot of teaching that day.
Do you know what grails
and then
are?
At this point, we're all like, just not feeling it from the weather, and just like, obviously Mike was sick, and I think you honestly during that event you kind of just stepped back. Like,
I did. I was security.
Yeah, you were just walking from.
And but like, it was one of the cooler events that we've been to, mainly because it was Houston's, and there it's a fairly new stadium. But we got to use their auxiliary area. And then literally you walk into the lobby there and you're looking at the Houston Astrodome and they'll tell you how big of fans they are with Selena.
They don't use Astrodome anymore, but it's there. But that's where Selena had her last concert. So was
where you guys were at or at the Astrodome?
It was the Astrodome. So where we were was the Astrodome had a little auxiliary connection. So we were in there. But you could see the Astrodome.
Yeah.
You could see it. And it's just really cool to see it as a fan. I really, really was trying to push, let's stay longer and go down to Corpus Christi to go see her museum and all of that. But didn't happen.
It might have happened if you didn't rent a Ford Ranger.
Yeah, because we were like, do we want to drive on our free day? Everyone was like, no, we don't want to drive 2 hours.
Not in that car. Like, no.
Hey, but while viewing the Astrodome, by the way, they use it for storage now. Fun fact. It's literally don't use it for anything. Which is
sad because I'm like, such a historical.
But in the edit, I am going to put the picture of this fat spider I seen on the wall as I'm walking over there. Yeah. Everything's bigger in Texas, the bugs.
Okay, so the show wasn't the best, but the experience in Houston was. Out of all our shows, Houston was definitely the best city.
Can we talk about the food?
That's what I'm going into. I'm not a barbecue person. Do not like it. It's not my first pick. I mean, unpopular opinion, but I don't like mac and cheese. I don't like cornbread. Like, these are things they don't sit well with me. So I can't really eat them. So I don't really enjoy them. But I was like, knowing my brothers, that's all we're going to eat. So, like, I had my probiotics. I had my stuff because I was like, this is all I'm going to eat. I'm not going to get, like, a healthy salad at this barbecue place. So I tried it. And most of these places are walk-in. It's
Cafeteria style.
Like
Yeah, you
Subway,
grab a
like
tray.
you see,
Yeah.
like Subway, you see the different things, right? And you tell them, and they put it on your plate. So I did it. I was like, okay, I'll try the mac and cheese. I'll try I think, what did I get mostly? Like, it's like a beef.
Brisket?
Yeah, brisket is what I stuck with. And then they all come with like a slice of bread. I mean, like a slice of white bread, not like corn, like just white bread. And then I can't remember what else I tried different things, but that is the only place in the world I think I'll ever just voluntarily be like, yes, let's go eat barbecue.
Dude.
It was amazing.
I think the barbecue in Texas in general, I think is just fantastic. So it changed the way that I cook, like barbecue.
Oh.
So, but I went to a place called Hard Eights in Coppell, Texas. Ooh, oh my God. It was delicious. It was the best barbecue I've ever had.
Oh
and
my
like,
gosh,
I mean, I just don't think there's bad barbecue in Texas. I mean, I'm
No.
sure there is. I'm sure there's people that compete, but I mean, there's like,
but their worst is probably the
10
best
times better.
yeah.
than our
Because I mean,
best.
like, and that's the thing is, you guys, like, so Houston's not even known for barbecue. So imagine how good it tastes whenever you go to places like Salt Licks. Like, that's a real popular place in Texas for barbecue. Like, I've looked up a bunch of stuff. Because, so wait, when I made barbecue for your dad, did you like that?
Yeah. That was after Texas, so yeah. It kind of opened my palate.
Because that was,
Yeah.
it was okay.
It's
Sorry,
just
Uncle
not
John.
my favorite, but the way, like, their sauces and their, like, I don't know, it's just different. And
It's
So,
it's
I
all.
can't even-
I would
think
go to
we were-
I would go to Houston just to eat, and I don't care how
and
that
I
sounds.
love how these
It was
places
amazing.
are. Like, they're just so simple. And, like, the sweet tea, oh my gosh. Like,
The sweet tea was so good.
it was a point, I think Jordan was buying, like, 3 drinks and he would take one to the hotel.
Dude, you guys need to we need to do a trip to where we go like
No, we need to do a
more
food
inward.
tour. We need to do
yeah,
a
that's what I'm
US
saying.
food tour.
So like go inward though, because you guys were in Houston. I'm telling you, like around Dallas and Coppell and other areas of Texas too, the barbecue's like way better than what's in Houston.
I think we were only there. I think we got there Friday and did our show Sunday, left on Monday. So I feel like we ate at so many places in that short time because I think we did like 3 barbecue places.
You haven't even talked about the game.
Then one night we went to this barbecue place, but like we walk in and on the door, it was like sold out of everything, which is a thing. Like you need to get there to get the ribs or they sell out. So we were like, okay. So we ended up we were driving around like, it was late too, so we were trying to find somewhere to eat. Well, we end up at this chicken and waffle place. Again, a combo I am not a fan of.
Chicken and waffles.
I just am not a fan of syrup on my chicken
one
or
of my
touching
faves.
my chicken. But we ended up at
Brittany, I swear.
something about mixing foods, can't do it. But I was like, okay,
Only in Texas.
and I had this mentality of like, I'm here, I'm gonna do the experience. I know Mike and Jordan, it's like one of their absolute favorites. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to do it. I got the chicken and waffles. Oh my gosh. I've
Bomb.
tried it other places since, and I would never order it again
Do you
from
remember what it was
anywhere
called?
other than that place we went to because it was amazing.
Food
That
just
waffle,
tastes different in Texas.
oh my
I
gosh.
actually love-
Food
We
just
were
tastes
like,
different
at
in
that
Texas.
point, we were like 4 for 4 at restaurants, and we were like,
Yes.
we'll try this place. Let's see what happens. And it
Yeah.
5 for 5. Just we
So
couldn't miss.
then, okay, I've heard of breakfast, like breakfast tacos. Never had one. So we end up going to Torchy's Tacos. And I remember that place because
Dude, that
that's how
sounds.
good. Yes.
It sounds fire.
So
Torchies.
Torchy's Tacos. Again, a place we've never been, never heard of, so didn't really have an idea of what to expect. So we go in, we're taco truck people. Their tacos are this big. You get like 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
These tacos are huge. So we each order like 3, thinking, oh, is that enough?
Because we couldn't just order one.
And then we have the mentality, is this enough? Oh, we'll just get more later. These tacos are huge. I could barely finish one.
Are you serious?
It is full. Like, they are so good. Torchy's Tacos is the place to be. Like,
Shout out
I'm
Torchies.
jealous if you guys have lived by one.
Yeah, it was on a college campus, and I think
It was a college
they're
town
a little on the
area,
commercial
so-
side, but it was
But
still
it
good.
was so good. So, and then we did a lot.
Houston.
Being in
Loved it.
Houston, again, sorry if you're a fan. Not a fan of the Astros, but a fan of sports. And, we are our father's children, and he loves baseball. And he has this idea of wanting to see all the baseball stadiums. So being, sports people and baseball being my dad's, was his number one sport. He played it. He loves it. We were like, let's go. I booked, I got tickets to a Houston game, the Astros. And they were playing.
Before they cheated or after they cheated?
This is after. So
I called them cheaters.
I can't remember who they were playing. I want to say Seattle.
It doesn't matter. They're cheaters.
Yeah, I think it was.
You were there for the experience.
So we were there for the experience, to see the stadium, the food, which we were kind of disappointed.
I heard the food at the stadium sucks.
Yes, it's not even, we ended up eating basic nachos because they didn't have, amazing food.
I wanted ribs.
I think they had a Torchy's, but we had already tried it, so.
Honestly, I think all baseball stadiums, even the ones you think would be good, even football stadiums, are terrible. In fact, I just came across a
Giants,
TikTok.
Amazing.
Well, so I just came across a dude on TikTok.
The guy that he ranked all the California ones?
Yeah. So Giant Stadium, I think, got a high mark, but places you would think wouldn't, like Philly or the Giant Stadium in Jersey, they all got terrible ratings. They were all some of the worst stadium foods you can ever eat.
So yeah, we were disappointed, but the stadium itself, I felt like it was really small, but coming from the Giant Stadium, San Francisco, that stadium is ginormous and just beautiful. One of the best looking stadiums I think I've been to. Houston is indoor, wasn't it?
It's really cool.
It's both.
I think it can open, but it was closed because it was raining. And it just felt like it was built. It looked really small. It felt really small, but every seat was a good seat.
Oh, that's typically how it is with baseball too, because of how it's structured.
So we ended up sitting in left field.
Right field,
literally second row. And the ball, I think, a home run was hit, and it went, I think, 2 rows behind us. And
it's not even about just the homer. It was Jordan Alvarez, so he was a rookie at that time, one of the sought-after rookies. So. And
the ball went 2 rows behind us, and obviously my parents were watching the game, and we ended up being on TV because he hits the home run, and you see Jordan and Maria's just yelling. She don't even try to go for the ball. She's just in the camera yeah.
Well, we see it.
Ball's about to hit her. It's okay, guys.
Well, I was the only one wearing a bright color. You guys were wearing black, so you just see me in the screen, and I'm hands up in the air, just big old smile on my face.
Well, and then you see all of us.
I'm looking at Jordan, and I'm like, dude, that ball's coming right at us. I'm like, left, go left.
Hey, but isn't it hard to judge, dude? It makes you think, how did these dudes
it was
do
right
this?
on us, 6 rows up. So.
And so that was an experience. It was actually really cool. They have a train that goes, and an actual conductor in the train that just goes kind of back and forth in the stadium. I believe that was my cousin Maddie's first baseball game ever, Major League Baseball game ever.
It was.
Hopefully that made the trip better.
That was, it was the Astros. I wish I could say it was the Mariners or something, because I feel like that would have been a lot cooler to say.
She rolled her eyes, guys.
But it was a really cool stadium, really cool experience. And like I said, we love sports, so it was just fun. I think when we went to Atlanta, they weren't in town. Whatever team was playing, nobody was in town, but we did get to see both stadiums. We saw the Falcons, the Mercedes.
That's
we saw they were using it as a COVID where they were giving vaccinations, so we couldn't go. We couldn't get close. So they literally had a gate around the whole thing, so we had to take a picture from across the street because you could only go in.
Dude, that place looks so nice. We didn't get a chance to go in when we were there, but Amaya was doing a cheer comp at the convention center.
Oh, yeah.
So you could see it right there. Oh, dude,
so nice.
So nice.
And then we saw the Rockets, which is right downtown, right there. And we saw that one. And then I guess CNN is headquartered, or they had
they have hubs everywhere.
Yeah.
They have one in Atlanta, too.
Because they saw this big old CNN building.
Well, yeah, CNN was in Atlanta.
Yeah. And then they had a Coke area in Atlanta. So that's what I remember from there. Houston, the Astrodome. Oh my gosh.
And then the Coke in Georgia, or is it just Atlanta? They don't serve Pepsi anywhere, right? Isn't that a true statement?
I don't know. I only drink sweet tea.
I'm pretty sure in either Georgia or just Atlanta, they only serve Coke. Because I think I asked for a Pepsi somewhere, and they looked at me kind of crazy, because I think that's where Coke is headquarters.
Yeah, the headquarters is right there in downtown Atlanta, because it's a museum, too, or something.
Yeah, so I think they don't even do Pepsi in the whole state. That's
I didn't even
crazy.
notice, because I don't drink Pepsi. I drink it,
Coke,
but I prefer Coke.
I prefer Coke, too.
I prefer Coke out of, if you're going somewhere and they have, liters, and you have to pour yourself, I prefer Coke. Out of a can, Pepsi.
So
why is it
side
different?
note-
I'm the same way. Like, there's different ones I like.
Ask
out
the
of
Diet Coke
fountain
people. There's a
versus
difference
the bottle
of
versus
all
the
of
can
them.
No, there
versus
is.
in a
but
glass
Vanessa
versus in
said
plastic.
so. But side note, have you guys? Okay, you're not gonna remember because you're too young. I think you might be too young. Maybe Mike's old enough to remember. Do you guys remember a Pepsi commercial in the '90s where you collected points and you could win certain, like you could get a jacket, a hat, and then they advertised a Harrier jet?
Nope.
You guys remember that? So I remember this commercial vividly where they said 7 million Pepsi points and you can get a Harrier jet. And I remember thinking,
A Harrier?
they're going to give away, like, oh my God, you can win a Harrier jet through Pepsi.
What's a Harrier jet?
Like a military jet, bro. Like a military jet. A Harrier jet is what used to fly in our military in the 90s.
Find this chat.
Right? So I remember this commercial vividly. And then on Netflix,
There's a documentary,
there's a
right?
documentary about a dude that says, "Where's my jet?" And he actually collected 7 million points and went after them to get the jet.
I would too. Give me the
And
money.
I don't want no spoilers, so I'm not going to tell you guys how it ends. But anybody that's age 40,
He didn't get his jet?
I'm not going to tell you how it ends.
Well, that's like Monopoly.
But all I know
who
is
wins the Monopoly games.
But the
every year?
biggest thing was when they
I
did
think
the
there's
commercial.
a documentary on that too.
Yeah,
They
Well,
just came out with a documentary
dude.
on that too.
So I have a story about this. So,
I knew you were gonna say that because
dude,
you
I
told me.
do. I swear to God, this is a thing. But anyway, so the Harrier jet thing, they didn't have the fine print on it, so that's what he went to bat with. And it's a crazy story, so I suggest you guys watch it. It's a decent documentary, like if you're just looking for something to watch. I'm not going to say, oh, you have to go and watch
Yeah.
it. But for me, it was nostalgic because I freaking remember that commercial. Like, it was seared into my brain that you could win a jet. And then, like Pepsi's all like, yeah, nobody really thought that. I said, screw you, bro. When I was little, I thought I could get a jet.
Yeah.
You know?
So
But then
you
the Monopoly
realize how
thing-
many Pepsis that is.
So the Monopoly thing for me was super crazy because I believe one of the first times Monopoly did the contest, nobody won the $1 million. Okay, I can't remember which one it was.
Tried so hard.
But this was, I swear to you guys, this is a true story. My buddy's sister worked at McDonald's in Stockton. I was in high school, and he was giving away tickets, right, or the little things. And he goes, here, you want this one? He goes, I can't claim it because my sister works there. And he handed me Boardwalk. And I did not know that was the one that you needed to get $1 million. He handed me Boardwalk.
Bro, I had like 10 Park Place.
Dude, everybody had Park Place. But I actually held the Boardwalk Monopoly thing and threw it away. That is a true story. Nobody's going to believe it. I swear. I held the Boardwalk thing.
You threw away $1 million?
I did.
That sucks.
I threw away $1 million, dude. I'm telling you, I looked at it and
Did it
I was
come
like,
with
why are you
free
giving me
fries?
Boardwalk? And he goes, dude, you
Think
get these all the
you
time.
and my dad could have been millionaires.
Yo, it
because
came with free fries and Boardwalk, and he threw away.
Yeah, I kept the
free
fries.
fries.
A quarter pounder.
That's crazy.
So actually, that leads into another segment since we're talking about Netflix that I wanted to talk about, and I feel like this podcast is going to go for a while because we've already been going, guys, for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Dang.
So the travel stuff is we might have
I
to
think
pick
Part
it up.
travel
two.
is gonna we're only on Houston. We're
Yeah.
only on number 2.
We'll introduce each city as we go, as we talk about the day in the life, because I think next week we're gonna focus on like what happens here at the shop during the week, and then just a bunch of other stuff.
Hold your
But
thought.
really quick,
Hold your current thought, because I do want to let everyone know. We'll start this now so I can keep tracking. So we are doing a giveaway, guys. If you are live with us, it is only for you. We got a Whitney Houston pop there. I need to gather your name. So if you can, do me a favor.
Model it.
Just make a comment in the comment
Got a
section
Me too.
Vanna White.
so I can track your names and put you on a wheel, and we'll draw a winner at the end of this chat. I'm not going to make you stay the entire time, but I will reach out to the winner.
I am.
And we will show it live. So, yeah, again, for those that are here now, go ahead and just comment in the chat box there, and I will grab your name. But John's going to continue, so go right ahead.
Yeah. So the new. So this is going to be like I don't know what we're going to title this segment. I feel like Cinema Psychics is pretty cool. So I don't know, but the Ant-Man trailer just came out. So Brittany and I, are you a big Marvel fan? I feel like Brittany and I are like,
Okay,
Marvel-
I am, but I will say this: I haven't seen the first Ant-Man.
what?
I will
There's
say
two
this.
of them though.
Is
Have
there?
you seen
Ant-Man and Wasp?
Yeah. Have
Okay,
you
I
seen that
lied.
one?
I've seen Ant-Man. I haven't seen the second one then.
Okay, so you're gonna have to watch that one. We'll probably have to do that sometime. But you're not a big Marvel fan, huh?
Okay, I love Marvel. I'll go watch any movie, but I'm not like, I don't know all the like little details that like you know. I'm not on your level, John. Like,
I love Marvel. I used to read the comics when I was little. This whole everything that they bring to life now is like, it's just everything that I read when I was a little kid, and now you see it on the screen. Like, I just hope I live long enough to watch all of these sagas that they create, because if not, like, I'll be mad.
My gosh.
Like, you have to watch it. But I wanted to talk just do something different and break it up, but talk about like predictions that you might have for the movie.
Okay, well, remind me, where on the timeline does this one take place?
Did you not watch the trailer?
I haven't seen anything.
Oh my God, Brittany!
I watched the trailer.
I wish we could show the trailer on here so you could see it. So we might have to parking lot this segment until next week. But where it's at on the timeline is it picks up after Endgame, obviously.
Okay.
And if you've watched all the Disney Plus shows and some of the movies, Scott Lang wrote a book and has a podcast.
Oh, okay.
So that's how people have learned about what happened with the events of Endgame.
Yeah.
And this picks up where his daughter's now older, and they tinker and they end up getting. So you remember how in Endgame he was in the quantum realm and he had to get back out.
Yeah.
So they inadvertently go back in, and the quantum realm is where Kang the Conqueror resides over. So that's why Kang is the enemy in this one. So if you guys don't want to give a prediction, you don't have to.
Let me watch the
The trailer looks so dope, but here's what my prediction is, cuz here's what I'm super stoked about, and I remembered something from the comics that is making me think something crazy is going to happen. But you've seen Doctor Strange too, right?
Yes.
So that's where they introduced the multiverse. And if anybody that reads the comics, this is going to be super nerdy. You guys got to look at the comics.
You're already sounding nerdy, John. It's okay.
Dude, you got to look at the comments, because I'm pretty sure like people are like going to be making fun of me. But in the comics, the main timeline, or the timeline where everybody exists that when Marvel first started, is Earth 616. And then there's a bunch of other different multiverses of Earth 636 and whatever. So Doctor Strange 2 introduced that. Remember when Doctor Strange got in that, he went to the other Earth, and the lady goes, "Oh yeah, we've designated your Earth 616 we're this and that." So that was a reference to the comics. So that tells you that there's different multiverses, right? So what my prediction is for this movie is, I think that this whole movie is going to start off in just a different multiverse, and we're not going to know it. So, like, the Scott Lang that's in this movie is not even the 616 Scott Lang.
He's not the one from...
It's not the one from Endgame.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
so those events still happen, but in another multiverse, right? So I'm thinking that's why in this movie, because the trailer looks crazy. Like, it looks like he's going to die. Like, it shows him fighting Kang, and a bunch of stuff's happening. But what I think this whole movie is going to do is hint that you're going to see little things that don't make sense. Like, why is Scott Lang willing to do this, right? Like, after saving all these people, why is he trying to take this dude's offer on whatever Kang's trying to get him to steal?
But if he's in a different if he's not the same.
That's why I think it's going to be a reveal at the end that we think it's our Scott Lang, but it's actually another Scott Lang, and that's how Kang gets whatever.
So
he
what?
needs.
They're gonna reveal it in some dramatic thing, like
I
both
think so.
Ant-Mans are gonna, like the one from our world's gonna show up, and
I will say, honestly, I don't think he's gonna show up. I think what's gonna happen is it's just like, I think he's gonna actually die in this one, and then Kang is gonna get out of the quantum realm, because it almost seems like he's trapped there and he needs Scott Lang's help to get him out. And then what I think is gonna happen at the end is Scott Lang's gonna die. We're all gonna be sad. Kang's gonna escape from the quantum realm.
And then he's gonna be in our world.
And then we're gonna see our Scott Lang like doing his podcast or something, and we're gonna be like, oh snaps, that was a completely different multiverse the whole movie, because then that's how Kang comes up.
But is that too predictable? Is that too like?
So here's why I don't.
To predict.
Here's why I don't think
it's gonna be a way better way. It's going to be a curveball you're not even going to see coming.
But see, this is why I think this is the curveball. And that's probably true. It's more likely that's the case.
Knowing Marvel, it is. Like, it's going to be completely...
But...
You're going to leave that movie theater like... Oh, you're going to... In the group chat, you're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. But here's why I think it's going to be this way. Because... we already got John Krasinski introduced as Reed Richards, right? So Reed Richards, his father is Nathaniel Richards, who is also Kang's name, but not the same person.
Yes.
So his dad is Nathaniel Richards, but Nathaniel Richards from way in the future.
Yeah.
So he's a time traveler, and he ended up having Reed Richards as his kid in our time.
Yeah.
Right? But Kang is a descendant from a Nathaniel Richards, but it's not the same. Like, so Reed Richards' dad, Nathaniel Richards, has a baby with somebody named Cassandra. And that baby is a descendant of Kang. So Reed Richards and Kang are related, but only from a descendant of that child.
That child, yeah.
Right? So Reed Richards has this baby with a person named Cassandra, okay, from an alternate timeline. And this is why I think the movie takes place in the alternate timeline, because Kang in the whole trailer is like really trying to kill Scott, it seems like, but Scott's daughter is named Cassie. And I think that is the person that ends up having the baby with Nathaniel Richards. So I think in this multiverse, that's what they're going to do.
Okay, I just read a comment that Blue was like, I am completely lost right now. I didn't know this was going on in Marvel. I'm like the generation of...
Wait,
like,
you didn't know this was going on?
No, not at all.
It's
Like,
crazy right now. They've got
comments.
alligator Lokis and stuff. Like,
well, I haven't watched any of the series on Netflix.
All right, well,
you got.
I need to catch up. Like, it just makes me feel like I need to catch up.
I'm going to watch the trailer, and then we'll come back to it.
I did watch the trailer. It looks like a really good movie. Like,
dude.
I haven't, so I need to. But let's do a movie she might have an input on. Okay, let's do... it's not necessarily a prediction, but like, how is it going to be? I know your stance on it. The Whitney Houston movie.
Oh man.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a chance. Everyone I've asked, they are not fans of who they cast as Whitney.
I'm one of those people because I love Whitney. I'm just going to say real quick, I put Whitney on a pedestal. There's probably nobody that will be able to play Whitney. But
Whitney
I wish they had
is one of my top 5 favorites. So I have, she's amazing. But because it's Whitney, I'm going to give it a chance. Now, I'm not expecting anything. I'm not expecting to absolutely love the person because I don't even know who that person, what she came from, but I know.
So we could just be being unfair.
Yeah, we could. That's why I'm still going to watch it. And I'm going to give, my true, after we watch it, did I like it or not? Did she do good or not? I want to like it because I've been waiting for a Whitney movie. I have been waiting so long. So I want to like it, but we'll see.
I mean, I think I'm going to like it. I am not a tough movie critic. I've learned that. I am either. There has been very few movies in my life
all of the Twilight
that
lovers.
I don't like. I honestly just love movies. So it's I'm not a tough movie critic, whatsoever.
I mean, I'm not either, but then again, I also grew up with watching the greatest movie of all time, The Godfather 1 and 2. And I say that because I don't watch one movie without the other. If I put on Godfather 1, everybody buckle in, we're watching 6 hours of The Godfather. That's just the way that it is. And so I think that makes me a tough critic because The Godfather 1 and 2 is the greatest thing ever created. And then The Dark Knight and then Interstellar. Those are literally my movies. And then, of course, Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame are up there. But that's just a different thing.
I'm trying to think what my best movie ever is now because it's definitely not The Godfather.
What would well, I wouldn't expect it to be, but what's your top? What are your guys' top movies?
Do you know off the bat, Brittany? Because
okay, so reading is my favorite all-time thing, right? I will choose a book over a movie any day. But if you want to talk about a series, Harry Potter is just you said, you're putting these comic books to life. That's what it did for me with Harry Potter.
Because you read all the books before you watched the movie?
And the thing is I was the same age as these kids in the movies. So I watched them at 10, 12, whatever they were when they started. We were the same age. So these movies were I grew up watching these movies. The books and oh my gosh. But outside of Harry Potter, I would say there's a couple. Have you seen Gangs of New York?
Yes.
Such a good movie. Have you seen that one?
But I've only seen it in pieces, but that movie is fantastic.
Oh my god.
I need to watch it all in one sitting, but that movie is dope.
That one, they're both, what's the other one? I always forget the name, but it's Leo something Island. Is it Island? He's
Shutter Island.
Yes.
And then really quick in the chat, I need to, who's Kurt Cobanger? That's Ivor. Dude, Seven in the Breakfast Club. Hey, shout out Seven really quick. Shout out Seven. That movie. Oh man.
Have I not been telling you guys to watch that movie?
If you want a detective noir type movie,
my gosh.
that
movie,
a
long time
dude,
ago.
That's why Batman I think was as good as it was, the most recent Batman, because it literally was the blueprint of Seven, and except Seven was far better. But oh my god, like that type of like, it was in Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. Seven,
I think so.
Like that whole rainy thing, like oh my god, dude, that movie is, that's up there with like The Usual Suspects. You guys seen The Usual Suspects?
I watched that because of you. You told me to.
That movie's so good.
Oh my gosh, you told me. Okay, so obviously Shutter Island's amazing. Gangs of New York's amazing. Breakfast at Tiffany's is up there with me. Like, I love Audrey Hepburn. Yep. Amazing. And I am a huge musical nerd. So any musical, put it on. Greatest Showman. Oh my God. Showman.
I've never seen it, but I heard that movie was heck good. That's with Hugh Jackman,
Brittany,
right?
Brittany could have done a whole podcast about how they got robbed
got robbed. Coco was amazing, but should not have won for greatest song. Greatest Showman was amazing.
Yeah, she was really
I think when they happened. Coco was a great movie, great song, but as a human, and a cartoon singing, I can't.
But a person still wrote it and sang it.
But watching it, but you're going to get a whole different feeling by watching an actual human and their facial expressions.
That's true.
Greatest Showman was such a good movie and so underrated and not appreciated enough. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Even if you don't like musicals, because my mom does not like musicals.
I don't like musicals either, but I'll watch it.
She'll watch Greatest Showman with me if I put it on. It's that good.
I love watching movies.
Here's a good one. I want to say you introduced it to me, but I love them as action movies, a little bit older. Young Guns 1 and 2.
Oh, bro, Young Guns.
Those are one of my favorite movies.
Dude, Young Guns, that was...
And I just had to say that because they're top of my head right now, but Young Guns...
Bro, Young Guns,
you haven't seen it, watch it. They're dope.
Young Guns, Tombstone. Dude,
do you want to know my action movies?
We need to get you up to speed, Maria, because you're
I know.
a bit younger.
I literally love I'm telling you, I have so many favorites.
Maria watches the novelas.
Oh, 1000% Mariana de la Noche, shout out. But
Rebelde, is it?
Rebelde, oh my gosh, you guys. Anyways, Rebelde, we'll get on that another time. But no, Rambo. You guys.
Dude, Rambo was dope.
My dad and my brother, any movie night, Rambo. I'm like, which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? It doesn't matter. Go pick one. And that's another one where when we sat down to watch number 1, my dad would be like, just put the next one on. And I'm like, another one? And we would watch so much Rambo. So for me, that was my action movie.
Your dad's a Stallone
Now
guy,
I know why I got a knife for Christmas. This all makes sense.
Yeah, I did give
an outdoor knife.
Okay, no, I gave Mike and Jordan, I gave them each a knife because it's got the little thing to break the glass. And I said, I'd made it a thing. I've gifted my brothers this, I've gifted my dad this.
The knock.
A knife with the thing to break the window, to keep it in your car. In case you ever go out, one of my biggest fears is
to shank somebody.
No, one of my biggest fears is going into water driving. That's
it's actually a very common tool here in Stockton, Lodi.
Well, I'm just saying, I got it for you guys for your safety, but whatever.
So thoughtful.
Yeah. There's another movie I was gonna say. You told me and I watched it. It was the one.
I already know which one. This is some podcast. Mindhunters.
Is it? Yes. Oh
right?
my gosh.
Right? Look,
Mindhunters was such a good movie too.
I already know.
My favorite movies of all time, though.
I knew it. I read it in your eyes because you lit up
yes.
That was your thing. Because I told you about that movie. One, you love the psychological thrillers, and it was when you wanted to be an FBI agent.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, that's the movie for you.
We're very different because you want to know mine.
What?
Number 1, my favorite movie, and it's all of them. I love every single one equally. Jurassic Park.
Even the most recent one? The most recent ones?
No, I meant Jurassic Park 1 through 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those movies.
I like the new ones, but the OG ones, all 3 of those movies are literally my jam. I watched number 2.
Quick piece of trivia then for Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Did you know Vince Vaughn was in those movies?
Yeah, he was in the original ones.
So you knew that?
Yeah.
That's good. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that Vince Vaughn was in those movies because you know him as just a funny guy.
Dang, I was ready to say fake fan.
No, yeah, I remember.
Bro had a gun and everything. I was like, that's Vince Vaughn.
You're hecka funny. No, I remember that. So then my second is not... okay, so I can't decide. I love Harry Potter. Definitely Harry Potter. It's in there.
I don't think anybody doesn't like Harry Potter.
But my other one is The
weird.
Goonies. That's my other, like, my singular most favorite movie of life is, like, The Grinch and The Goonies. Like, those are my top.
Hey, you guys.
Like,
Okay, I watched it
that
for the first
movie,
time as an adult.
What, The Goonies?
I don't get it.
You don't get The Goonies?
No, I don't get the fascination with that movie.
Oh, well,
You
it's
have
because
to
you didn't
watch
watch
it
it
as
as
a
a child.
kid.
That's why.
Like,
if
I
you watch it
literally
as a
watched
kid,
it and looked at her like,
gosh.
You got to watch it.
I'm not going to lie, I judged you just a little bit because I was like, what the heck is this?
I think it's because you had to watch it as a kid. The first time I seen it, I was young, and like that movie's super dope.
Yeah.
Did you see? So the kid from that movie, Data, remember the Chinese kid? He just won a Golden Globe.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
He just
I
won
don't
a
keep
Golden
up with
Globe,
everything.
and he was like almost crying on stage, and he was like, "Never forget who gave you your first shot." He goes, "Thank you, Steven Spielberg, for giving him the role in the Goonies." And he was like, he gave this real passionate speech about, I was a child actor, and I thought that was like where my story was over, and then they gave him the shot in this new movie. And, won a Golden Globe for it. So he was, like, really appreciative that, he still had more to offer. It was super cool to see him, though. But he sounds just the same. He looks just the same.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, my gosh. I love Data. He's hecka funny.
I didn't even know that movie
But you didn't
existed
watch it as a kid. Like, you have to
The
understand, like,
Goonies is-
as
Uncle,
a kid.
you know my mother?
It's still the Goonies.
Okay.
Is
There's nothing wrong with that movie.
No, but, okay, growing up, we had, like, a few VHS tapes that I can remember that we watched over and over.
A lot of
but we
Disney.
were only allowed, we went to private school, we were only allowed to watch, and this is when you, like, called a number and ordered VHS tapes in, like, sets. So we had Barney set, Mary Kate and Ashley set.
Shout out Barney.
Veggie Tales, all the Disney.
How did it work out for Mary Kate and Ashley?
And I think we had Titanic, which we weren't allowed to watch anyway.
The board was big enough for both of them.
Yeah, it was.
We had like a handful of other like we had this bootleg Snow White movie I remember watching all the time.
I mean, that's why Mike seen all these movies. I had to educate him.
See, I didn't have anybody to educate. Well,
So I
I
always
did
went
too.
to grandma's house.
Did I just get in trouble?
I didn't like breaking the rules either, so I didn't. But yeah, I haven't seen. There's a lot I haven't seen. Even TV shows. Like even to this day, I feel like I'm doing something wrong if I watch The Simpsons, which I don't. But if it comes on, I feel like, oh my god, my mom's gonna come in here and like yell at me.
You can't watch The Simpsons. That show was pretty crazy, though.
So like, there's a lot I haven't seen. Like if you go down like the classic 2000s, early 2000s comedy movies that people quote to this day, like I haven't seen them.
I mean, hey.
And the only reason I seen Gangs in New York and Shutter Island is because I went on this like kick in college that I was like, okay, I'm gonna start watching movies. So I started, going to thrift stores and stuff. You come across them so cheap. So I was like, I'm gonna put a list together of movies I need to watch, and that's why I had asked you, remember? And that's when I watched Usual Suspects or Mindhunters. So like I went on this like month of just watching these movies, but I never got to the comedy genre. So,
Dude, I mean, we're just gonna have to make a list. We're gonna sit down, make a list, and we're just gonna have to do we'll have to when the weather gets better, we'll just watch it outside on the projector, chilling in the pool.
Well, shoot, I'll tell one more movie story here. Scary movies.
Hit us with it.
I don't think you guys like scary movies, right?
God, I love scary
So,
movies, bro. Shout out Michael Myers, my boy.
one of the scariest movies I ever seen, and not now. I'm not scared of this movie now because everything came out, but it was advertised as real.
oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
The Blair Witch Project.
Bro, that messed a lot of people up.
It was
Everybody
yeah,
thought
it was advertised
real.
real. But I'm watching it again. I watch
still
all these
think it's
movies.
real.
I watched all these movies with John over at Grandma's house. But the reason why this was so scary for me is because for everyone that's watched Blair Witch Project, the end of the movie ends with the guy, they're running from like something and they don't know, and people go missing, and this guy runs to the basement of this house, and the camera kind of pans to him, and he's in the wall like he's in timeout, and the movie ends. And all of a sudden, John gets up with a bloody nose, runs to the bathroom, and it's completely dark in the room. And I'm just like looking around, like, what the heck just happened?
Dude, I remember that.
Scared me to death. I
remember
like
that.
10.
But see, my nose always bled, but it just
Yeah,
happened to
he just-
bleed at that time.
Nope, I'm
Like-
out. I would have never
like,
slept
dude,
again.
Dude,
Mike
that
was
sounds-
freaked out.
I would've never slept again.
So I knew Mike was freaked out, but he was a champ about it. Like he didn't let nobody. Like he wasn't like crying or nothing, but he was just like, man, I don't know what's going on here. There's some weird stuff happening. But yeah,
There's only like a handful of scary movies I've ever seen in my life. As I would say before like 25. Since then, I've probably only seen like another couple. But Blair Witch Project, I didn't even see the movie. I watched the trailer. And we actually just moved. We moved from our house on Cardiff to the house on Orvis, and it was this 2-story house that had this. When you're on the second floor, there's like a walkway from the kids' rooms to the master, and from that balcony, there's a huge window that just looks out. And at the time, there was only 4 houses in the development, so across from us, it was just dirt. So when you look out that window at night, it's super creepy. Well, I don't know what I can't even tell you what I saw in the trailer, but I remember I was like 10. I had to be like 9 or 10. And I would look out that window and swear I saw whatever was in the trailer running at me. So I would hype myself up at night, and I would run. If I needed to go downstairs, I would run across the thing so I wouldn't have to look out the window, because every time I did, I swore the Blair Witch she was trying to get me.
You got yourself worked up.
Ivor says I still stack rocks outside of people's tents.
I don't even, nope. See, I've never seen.
No, but okay. Before you say anything else, please don't say details, because I kid you not, I've never seen The Grudge, but I heard someone talk about it. I heard someone talk about it in 6th grade, and it changed the way I sleep at night.
Dude.
She said something about the bottom of the bed and the blanket and something, like it got her feet. So I kid you not, from that moment on, since 6th grade, I have to tuck the blanket under my feet.
Dude, I won't give you details.
No, don't.
But I will tell you this. I will say this about The Grudge.
I literally can't.
That is the only movie that scared me as an adult. It is the only movie that scared me as an adult. And then the person that I was seeing at the time, we went and watched it in the theater. And when we came out, like, she almost burst, like she was almost in hives because she was so scared the whole time. And then, like, to scare her, because I thought she was just kind of playing around, right? So one day when it came out on DVD, I popped it in the DVD player, and I was like, all right, babe, we're gonna watch a movie, you know. And so it comes on, and the name pops up, and she freaked out, like punched me in the face and ran out the house and was like, I'm not watching the movie. We had to call her mom and her mom's boyfriend to come over and watch the movie with us, because I wanted to watch it still. But that movie, dude, that movie scared me.
Mine and Marissa's first date night.
You took her to The Grudge, bro? I guess that's a good thing.
Dang, I was in 6th grade. You were over here on dates.
So that's what happened. You scared her into submission,
I don't know,
bro.
It is a horrible gift if it was me. I don't remember if I got it for her or she got it for me, but I think one of our like 2-month gifts, I got her the movie or something.
Bro, that movie
relive your horror.
Dude, that movie was legit. That movie is the only movie that legit scared me as an adult in the theater.
Well, all I did was hear a story about it.
Just watch it. Let's watch it.
No, absolutely not.
Oh my God, let's watch it.
John, you have no idea.
I'd have to wear a diaper. I'd pee myself.
I don't care. Let's watch it.
I can't because right now I don't live alone, so I'm fine. But the second I live alone, I will literally lose sleep. I can't even know these things.
We're gonna have to work on this, because we're gonna have to do some scary movies and then tell stories about the scary
only
movies.
other ones I've seen. I remember it was my cousin Amanda's birthday, and she was having a sleepover and they put on, I don't know if it was I Know What You Did Last Summer or Scream, one of those. Which now you look back and it's like
both fantastic movies.
Horror comedy type movies.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I was like
rom-com
young.
horrors.
And I remember being so scared. I think I called my mom to take me home. But, you know, I had to act like, you know, you're at a sleepover. So you can't be like, oh my God, I'm scared. You had to just come up with something at the end to go home.
When Amanda watches this, she's gonna be like, oh, so she was scared. I knew it.
And then the other one, I don't know if you were there, but it was all of us. Amanda, Joseph, Jonathan. I don't know if Jonathan might have been too young, Jonathan and Jordan. But I don't know who else was there. But
we were at Uncle Joe and Uncle Eric.
We were at Orvis, and they put in, what's that movie?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No. They watched that in the car because Mom didn't let them play it in the house.
I thought that's where you were going with it.
No, they had to go. Uncle Eric and Uncle Joe, Joseph, and Amanda had to go out into Uncle Joe's car to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre because my mom said you cannot play that in my house.
We watched it on the Navigator screen.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But
that
I didn't watch that.
The worst way to watch a movie.
Yeah, what was the one you were talking about?
It was Butterfly. Was it Butterfly Effect?
Oh. That's not a horror movie.
Not that one. Then it wasn't that one. What's the one where at the end he skins them and he makes like a lamp? And
why is
the cover? The cover is like skin.
Was it Candyman?
No.
Where he makes a lamp?
It's the dude from.
I feel like that is Texas Chainsaw.
No, the guy from Accepted is the main character.
Oh, Jeepers Creepers.
Yes.
My grandma loves Jeepers Creepers.
And we ended up I think just all sleeping together in the living room because we were so scared.
Dude, Jeepers Creepers was a good
Paul
movie.
Walker and Jeepers Creepers?
R.I.P. Paul Walker.
It's Justin Long.
Side note, Accepted is an amazing underrated comedy.
Dude, super underrated.
But so that movie, and then the only other one I seen was Shudder, which was probably a stupid one, but it was like the camera took your soul.
Yeah.
I saw that and I didn't let nobody take a picture of me.
Dude, if
for
you
a
could
while.
watch Jeepers Creepers, then you could watch a
No,
lot
I
of
couldn't watch Jeepers Creepers. That was the point.
No, you missed the whole point of the story. All right, so we're gonna have to keep movies as a part of the segment too, because I don't know, we seem to get pretty animated.
I watched parts of Joyride, but I couldn't.
I really like that one.
No, I recall that one. It was Paul Walker was in Joyride.
All right, so one of the other things that we want to talk about too before we go is some of the highlights of the week. I know there were some things that you guys wanted to showcase.
So
what were some of the things that you guys got or that you wanted to showcase? One thing I want to shout out is Blue, right?
Oh, yeah.
For the coasters. Shout out to the coasters. They're made with Disney pins.
We won a giveaway on his Whatnot stream, and I believe he said his friend makes these, and these are Disney pins inside these coasters.
They're fantasy pins.
Mike has one. Unfortunately, one broke in the mail, so Mike's using that one.
We'll still use it.
But we're still using it. But love these. These are so cool.
Yeah, they are.
It's official coaster of the trophy room.
I'm going to need some for the house. I have to buy some.
But yeah, our highlights of the week, I'm going to kind of take an approach of like our best finds of the week, because we don't just sell on Whatnot. We do have, other channels, eBay and other ones. But so we do go source in the mornings. And so we went to the Weigh and Pay, which is the Goodwill outlet. And they announced, so every Goodwill outlet has usually a furniture section, and it's, cheap furniture or big items that just can't go in a bin. So usually everything's priced separately. It could be anything from like $5 to $20, right? Well, over the speaker, the manager of the Goodwill says, just for like the next 5-10 minutes, everything over there is $5.
For furniture?
For anything that's in that furniture section. Because it could be anything. So I look up.
Uh-oh.
And I see Maria just sprinting with her basket.
Were you wearing the on clouds or whatever?
I wasn't.
She is sprinting across. And I just see her go, and I'm like, oh my gosh, of course, whatever. So she's standing there.
I love a bargain.
She's standing there by the door. And they bring out this HP poster printer. This huge printer, which we recognize because we actually bought an Epson version of it, a few years ago for our business, which those things are thousands of dollars, $3,000 to $4,000 easy. So they bring it out, and I see her, and I'm like, okay, whatever, she's going to get it. Well, then, 5 minutes go by, and I hear her calling my name from across the whole bin.
You're so excited.
I'm just like, I thought I heard it, and I'm like, I look up, and she's like, come here. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. So I get over there, and she's literally, touching 5 things.
Like the kid that licks his food so nobody eats it.
Well, because
this is all mine.
Well, because at this point, I guess someone already had offered to buy it, and other people were asking and trying. So she was touching everything, and she's like, "Okay, just wait. I'll be right back." I was like, "What am I gonna do?"
Touch everything.
Hold it.
So she comes back, and I was like, Maria, first off, I'm driving my little. It's not little. My Honda. What do I drive?
A CRV.
CRV.
Oh my god.
So it's not like a little car, but it's not like an SUV size. But it could fit a few things, and I was like, but we can't fit all this. There's no way. So I think the chair, one of the chairs was broken, and then
but you guys, it was a Serta brand computer chair.
But
this thing was comfy. I mean, I could have slept on this chair, but it was a little lopsided, so I didn't get that.
I think another thing, I can't remember the other thing that I was like, yeah. Oh, so Jordan just got a new house, and she had this big old piece of furniture for it. And I was like, where's that going to go? Because it's not going to go in my car. So we had to ask that. So we ended up with the printer, which $5, which, I mean, it's like I said, I think a $3,000 to $4,000 printer new.
It's an HP DeskJet, so it can fit
so it's a laser printer too then?
Yeah, so it can print humongous things. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have that, which Mike tested, and I think it works.
Oh, it's called DesignJet, sorry.
Then we ended up getting, I can't remember the other, they had this FootJoy display, the golf brand, this I don't know why. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it's a FootJoy display. We have that. It was $5. Maria's her thing was it's $5. It's only $5.
Well, and I think too, like we're kind of like we pick up any kind of like display. I feel like we have that Jack Daniels like guitar display. Mm-hmm. We have the FootJoy display,
and then we picked up. We'll save the third display for after.
Yeah.
Then we picked up like this because it gets really hot in this building. It's an air conditioner, but it can make a pretty big area cool, like an industrial almost size. So we bought that. So those are the 3 items we went away with. So that was a highlight because, whether we choose to keep it for the business or sell it, that printer's pretty profitable.
Yeah.
And then our next item highlight of the week was shout out to Jasmine at Afterlife. They gave us a old school Jelly Belly dispenser display thing. Like it's huge.
Hey. It weighs like 400 pounds.
It's
like,
huge.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Is it here?
Yeah, it's back there.
Yeah.
So it's literally like the metal, like you would walk in, when you go into like the grocery stores and you pull the like button and it like lets the jelly beans like fall into like a cup or a bag.
Oh.
It's literally that. It has like 20 different compartments, but they're opening up a new shop and they said they weren't going to use it anymore. And Mike, we get a text like midday, like, do we want this? And I call him instantly and I was like, yes.
So unsure of
that's
what
so cool.
we're
I don't know
do
what we're
with
going to do with it. But
I mean, even if you leave it here, so when the shop opens, that would be cool.
Pretty unique item. Something
Yeah.
you don't come across every day.
Yeah.
So those are pretty big highlights. My other highlight is, so I'm not like, my guilty pleasures in life are reality, like 2 things, the Kardashians and the royal family.
Right now.
Those are my 2, like, if I'm just
I
gonna.
can't stand neither.
But the thing is, like, my mind is so, it doesn't shut off. Like, so there's nights I don't sleep. My mind just goes. If I like read about the royal family or watch the Kardashians, it's like nothing's going on up here. So I don't have to think, and
that's good.
And it genuinely entertains me. So my highlight of the week is Prince Harry's book came out today or yesterday.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, I heard about that.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second. So our mornings start. We get up at like 6:30. We're at the bins by 8 o'clock in the morning because it's like 45 minutes away.
The weigh and pay. And after, we have to come right back to like get our stuff done for the day, like to start whatnot and everything. And so I'm like, we're in the car and I'm just expecting us to like drive back to Lodi. Brittany starts driving in a different direction. I was like, where are we going? She goes, we just have to make a quick stop at Barnes and Noble's. And I was like, for what?
Because Amazon was going to take 3 days.
And she goes, well, we could check Target first, but I think they're sold out. And so we have to go get that book, this new book that came out. I was like, oh my gosh, Brittany. I was like, okay, let's go. Let's hurry up. We got things to do. And she like goes into Barnes and Noble. She's like, well, I can't come in here just for this book. Let me just look at all the sale tables. And I was like, oh my gosh. So
have you read it yet?
Sitting at,
No,
I'm
I just got it today.
walking around just like looking at stuff because they got cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just got it.
I got it today
because
Amazon last night I went to Target. They didn't have it, even though it said online they didn't. And so it was Amazon was going to take 3 days. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Forbid.
Well,
you better read it tonight. If you couldn't wait the 3 days, you better read it tonight or
She's like,
tomorrow.
I
probably
because then
will.
you could have
When I
waited the
get
3
home.
days
I
for
will.
Amazon.
So yeah, I'm excited to read it just because the royal family, like that's something I remember. Like my mom, she stayed up to watch the wedding, Princess Diana's wedding. We stayed up, watching William and Harry's wedding. So it's like
That's your thing.
That's just our thing. So, and like I said, it's just
No judgment.
entertaining to watch other people's problems that aren't mine. So yeah, I'm excited to read it. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably how we're going to close it out. We do have like a closing argument section where we're going to shout out everybody. So I don't know if there's any, I know you have some shout outs, but really quick, just an update on Luis. Still don't know where he's at. We're still looking for
Luis
him.
Yet.
We're still looking for Maria's Luis, but I know Maria got a couple of shout outs that she needs to do.
So awkward.
Weekly updates or
You
what?
had to watch. You have to go back and watch episode 1 or listen to episode 1, whatever you guys are listening to the podcast on.
Where in the world is Luis is going to be.
I will real quick.
An
I'm
ongoing
going to run
update.
this wheel. I'm not going to do it live. You guys are just going to have to trust me. But we are going to pick a winner for Whitney. That work?
Well, let's
Yeah,
do it.
go
Let's
ahead.
do it at the end though.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's do it at the end. That way we can do shout outs and stuff.
You let me know.
Balls. Find him. I know. I want to shout out my god siblings, so my Nina's children, Bianca and Gio. They're listening to the podcast. I got a text like a couple days ago. I posted on my Instagram, and my god sister was like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know we're watching or we're listening, and Gio loves it. Like, we miss you." And I was like, "Man, this is kind of cool. Like, we're doing a podcast." So shout out to them and shout out to the Whatnot fam watching. I know. I see Ivor, Blue, and Ashley just hitting up the
Yeah,
chat like
shout
crazy. I love you guys. So thank you guys.
One for me, obviously, shout out Blue and Ashley for the really cool coasters.
Yeah, these are really nice.
They're super nice. Then I would like to shout out, we got recognized at the Weigh and Pay.
What?
Yes, it's Sacktown Hats.
Yeah, and Whatnot.
We were standing there, going through our cart, and I just see Maria, like, she keeps turning her head and, like, making this, like, she's gonna fight face.
Well,
And I
okay,
was
no,
like-
but I'm not gonna fight anyone. I've never fought in my life, but I have this really weird thing. Like, I'm a very social person, but if you're like really in my bubble and I don't know you, or like people who stare, I'm like uncomfortable. So,
Right.
and I'm like
Naturally.
also just like I would rather act a certain way and say sorry later than like put my guard down and something happens.
So
it's
apparently
like,
the guy was, like, just staring at us.
he wasn't really even, it wasn't even that bad. I just do this with everyone. It's probably not a great habit to like mean mug people that are staring at you, because maybe they are going to just try to work up the courage to talk to you like he was.
Yeah.
So sorry, Sacktown Hats. Like,
Yeah.
I get a little.
So that's why nobody approaches you.
That's why Lisa didn't talk to me. Dang
You're
it.
looking at people like, what?
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
So like, I think he said something before she was. So he was like, are you girls from Lodi? And Maria was like, I think it clicked
yeah.
for her. It didn't click for me. I didn't get it until he said his name. But she was like, yeah. And then she smiled. She's like, yeah, why? And he goes, oh, I'm Sacktown Hats on Whatnot. And we were
Name's
just,
Dave.
Yeah, and we were just like, you know, it's just, I think that's the second time we've ever been recognized
That's cool.
in public. So it's still like a really weird feeling. But that was cool. So shout out to Sacktown Hats. And my last shout out are my nieces. I'm sure they're watching, or they will watch, but they're our biggest fans. Mia and Camila. They watch it on the big screen.
I second that. That's a
Mia
good
was
one.
literally asked in class, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And they had to draw it, and she drew literally our building.
I want to work
And
there.
her standing outside.
I want that on a shirt. I want us to screen print that picture
Yeah,
on a
it
shirt.
was so
It's
cute.
literally the best.
And she always comes. She tells Marissa, "Mom, I gotta go to work today.
Yeah.
So one time we had a yard sale, and they're early. She made Marissa get up at like 6 a.m. Wouldn't leave her alone. And they drive to the house. Marissa's like in her pajamas because she's going right back home. But she drops Mia off because Mia said, I can't be late. I can't be
Dang,
late.
she want to help you guys like
Yeah.
that. That work ethic.
We don't make her work or anything, you know.
No.
That's that Mexican work ethic, bro. It's just built. It's bred into us.
But yeah,
to hustle.
yeah, her teacher asked you that. Well, Miss Deaver.
And she made Marissa go get us donuts.
But her
She's the best.
teacher, Miss Deaver, said, "What do you do exactly?" Because Mia drew this building. Yeah. So we told her.
So yeah, so shout out Mia, like that. She's the cutest, the biggest supporter. Camila too. Like I can't wait till she's walking around and she's here. But yeah, those two are literally our
Can't wait to put her
biggest
to work.
fans.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hecka funny.
She always wants to help, though. She's always like, can I help you? Can I help you? And there's certain things that, like, she's not going to know how to do yet. Or, and we always try to find something she can help with because she
Yeah.
just wants to help. So
She does. She loves it.
She's
She's such
the
a good
best
helper.
helper.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So I think that's
Marissa
where.
commented.
Oh, I know. I seen it. I think it's where we're gonna end it, guys. We got the shout outs done. Don't forget about Trophy Room. It's Trophy Room, just Trophy Room, right? On the Trophy Room on Whatnot. It's not an
Yes.
underscore, right?
Yeah.
So just the Trophy Room.
On Whatnot, yes.
On Whatnot. I always get it mixed up because of the socials with the underscore. I don't know why. But for IG and TikTok, the Trophy Room _. And then, of course, you guys are here on YouTube, so make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for noties.
Oh, gosh.
We're going to have to figure out a better way to say that because I hate when I see that on YouTube.
You're so funny.
Like,
did you do the giveaway, though, Mike?
Oh, yeah. We got to do the giveaway.
No, let's do it now.
I'll watch it, guys, just to verify.
She doesn't need to watch.
You could also put the camera on the screen.
I mean, do we not trust each other here?
Yeah, we do, but I still want
Here we go. I'm going to run
She
that.
just wants to watch.
We're not on a live stream for Whatnot, so...
We'll have to
Of course, I think he earned it with the amount of comments he put in here. But Ivor gets Whitney.
You get Whitney.
shout out Ivor. Hope you like Whitney and the movie.
But no, we do appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. So obviously, we're going to keep doing this for as long as you guys continue to watch.
even beyond that, because it's fun.
And I mean, share the video. Mike always edits the video afterwards, so you guys can see how he did the edit. I don't know if you guys were here earlier when we started, but it was a fantastic edit. I thought it was super cool. So you have the live experience, and then you have the edit experience. I don't know, just do us a favor, share it with a couple people, because again, we're not going to be talking about just thrifting, even though that is going to be like one of our main points, but we're going to be talking about everything.
As you can see, because we went 2.5 hours on like 10 different tangents.
Yeah.
And you guys still get to meet. I'll eventually be on camera. Right now I'm behind the computer just because I want to make sure things run smooth. But you haven't even met me. You haven't met Jordan. And we just, there's a lot of stuff we're going to bring your way. Right now, the podcasts are on Spotify. Mm-hmm. They're soon to be on all the other platforms as well. I'm just getting used to this on the back end, so bear with us.
Yeah, Blue said, I heard Mike has blonde hair. Yeah, platinum blonde.
There is a story. There is a platinum blonde picture of Jordan running around somewhere.
Yep. Oh, we're going to have to.
I take that back. I was going for blonde. It ended up like a bronze.
Terrible.
Experimental days.
So like Mike said, we're trying to figure out other ways to get you guys content and ways for us to interact without just being on Whatnot and always, having we're like, here, buy from us, and then we're chilling in the chat. But at least here we can just hang out, things like that. So, we'll be back next week on Wednesday. Not sure what the topic's going to be yet. Keep you guys guessing, though.
Definitely. Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, everyone.